to talk with his brother to see if they can convince them maybe to stay a bit longer. But they're set in on just going straight in. So we take a long rest. We prepare, get some fire resistance potions. Get our new items put together. See, Val also talks with Sabir about how he feels seeing his grandfather's body. Mm-hmm. And then we go ahead and get ready to take Moya straight into the body. As we're thrusting in, pause. Fi realizes that we're not going to make it. We're not going to get enough speed to make it through. So Fi and Sapir go and boost the thrusters to make it to where we'll go fast enough. And then we head in, and when we arrive, we're in a large city where we see two large towers. And we see I believe it was another ship, right, of devils begin to approach us, and
there was just like a flying swarm.
Okay, it was a flying. Okay, I just have devils.
Yeah, no, it was like a swarm.
So I didn't know if it was a ship or not. Okay, yeah. So they start to approach us. We try to get away. They're tailing us, and we're losing space, so they're gaining on us. They board our ship and say that their master wants to see us. We go with them, follow them to the two towers. We park Moya, and chains wrap around her, but they seem to do no harm to her. See, we have a man then approach us as we go inside. He says you're expected, and he recognizes a car. Moreau is the guy that we find out later that his name is it Moreau or Mero?
It's Moreau. Moreau.
Yeah. Okay, Moreau.
It's pronounced Moreau, but it's spelled Marrow. That's actually a good catch by you. It's spelled Marrow.
Okay, yeah. And we're at the bottom of a very, very long stairwell. And as we are all making our way up, some of us thought we would actually get exhausted. However, none of us did after climbing up many, many flights of stairs. And then we go further into a large corridor of rooms and open area. We pass a monster that was similar to something that we had saw that we fought at the school. Where did it go? And then we also pass by some people performing a ritual. One of them's a really weird species that deals and trades with children. Child trafficking is what I have written down. Then the final room, the final room we go into has a lot of powerful people, along with Hades and Asmodeus being at the center. Off to the side, we see a lot of other evil people, such as Dagger's uncle, right?
Yes. And Andros' dad.
Yes, that's right. A car goes up to Asmodeus, and he kind of chats with him, being treading very carefully.
I will tell you, I do want to interject. You guys did see a third Lord of Hell, who you guys never asked for the name for, but that was Mamon.
Mamon? I knew there was that guy, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I read that actually.
Yeah, Mamon, the Viscount of the third level, was who that is.
See. Then Orion goes up to him and also treads carefully to ask him about getting our other party's friend back, Q. He said he has a very good use for him. He thinks he's very useful towards him, so he doesn't want to give him up that easily. Rock gives the idea that we offer back his name, the Deceiver. And he questions how we know. We tell him that we how we got it, and we tell him we also don't like vanilla. He then wants us to say it under oath that we want to kill him. And then we all end up agreeing to that, and as we all share an invested interest in killing vanilla. After that, he attempts to pretty much arrest us or imprison us for bringing Sabir, also known as Vanilla Spawn, as he put it. And so he didn't think that we were on the same page as him on wanting to get rid of Vanilla if we are in connection with his son. So we try to run away. As we're running away, we have a lot of close calls. We get into a fight with a large monster. Kind of have to push him off, push him out of the way. Then Orion also shoots a guard to do a lot of damage. And we keep just making our way through, pushing people out of the way. And as we're in a long hallway, Asmodeus teleports all the way across to meet us pretty much in the middle to the exit. And he he grapples Jiren, so we can't really leave Jiren behind. So Rock goes and grabs Asmodeus by the wrist and is able to pretty much outstrength him. So he kind of Asmodeus is kind of shocked by this, and Jiren also tries to help as they have Asmodeus pretty much not held down, but more resisted. Jiren tells Enifir that they need to use that thing now, which we're in the dark about until it is cast. It is a spell. Enifir pulls out an orange orb that has a wish spell, blessed by the Raven Queen, stored in it. And Asmodeus says, like, your tricks won't work on me. As he's saying that, a bright light flashes. It kind of just blinds us all. Then when we come to, it is just pure darkness that we see around us. A car lights up the area, and we kind of start seeing around us the area. As we're noticing the setting that we're in, we realize that we're in the Serpent's Coil. And we also notice that Enifira and Jiren aren't with us. However, we were still able to recover Q in Adam's belly. So we still have everybody. We're just missing Enifira and Jiren. As we notice, there's only two ways to go, forward or backwards. We notice also the path starts to want to split, but we all just have different temptations that it tries to pull us to take off the path that we need to go. However, we stay on the path we need to go. We begin to hear loud thuds, and we kind of start hiding, try to be stealthy. As we approach where these thuds are coming from, we realize it's Jiren and Enifira's body. And then carved on their bodies are the words "good" and "luck." We assume that the carvings were done by Moreau. And we inspect Jiren's body. Upon further inspection, we realize his body has a trap on it. We disarm that, and then we have a car cast some magic on them to preserve their bodies, and we take and store them. Then we keep moving forward, and what feels like we're walking forever, we finally notice a change in the environment. Amara being the one to notice it as the ground changed. She realizes we're in Asmodeus's body, and everyone he kind of calls out to us and asks to meet us. However, we're fully aware that whenever people meet him, that there is no coming back, and nobody's ever lived to see his true form and come back and tell the tale. So we go into agreement that after seeing his true form, or that he won't look at us, pretty much. So we try to avoid his gaze, so that way we won't fall upon this curse that we think. And then after meeting him, I was not fully aware of this at this point. It was getting really late. But after watching the session and getting a little recap, I was, let's see, there was a time where we tried to get him to get Q back with us, and he doesn't still agree with that. So Val pulls out a black hole grenade and said, or he realizes that there's that we have this black hole grenade with us. And Val looks in our bag and sees that there's a note that says just in case or something. And whenever we realize he's not going to come into agreement with us, Val pulls it out and says, look, we're going to leave with him, whether or not you like it. He pretty much stops her, and we fight him off a little bit. And as we try to escape, we Val pretty much hands him the black hole grenade, and we're trying to fend him off. And we're all doing different attacks to keep him away. Then we this is where I'm like actually out of the blue on, if somebody can help me out.
Yeah, so after just a little more about like the stuff in the hospital, Val pulled out the grenade. He grabbed her hand. Orion got up. He tried to cast Power Word Kill on Orion, in which Akar and Valmoria both tried to counterspell it. Two different sides of the spectrum. Akar rolled a nat 1, and Valmoria rolled a very much needed nat 20, so it ended the spell. Valmoria then handed the grenade to Asmodeus's some sort of tentacle arm thing, in which he pulled it back in, and it went off, excuse me, like on him, inside of him, which left a singularity going for an hour, which made it to where he couldn't chase us that far, in which we either decided to go back the way we came, or there was a lift there. We all decided to all pile onto the lift, and Phi had deciphered what the buttons on the lift meant to go where, and as we were going up, he was kind of chasing us, so we were doing more stuff to try to keep him from chasing us. And then when we got to the top of the lift, we saw that Moya was about 500 feet away, so Orion teleported with Valmoria to Moya, and everybody kind of made their way, and we saw the big black chains of Carceus, right? Carcerai, my bad. Carcerai were on the ship, and we were trying everything, like to lift it up, to break it, to do whatever, to try to get the chains of Carcerai off. Amara went up to the chains after we kind of thought that the chains might be connected to Carcerai. And she formed a mental connection with him, almost getting brain damage because of it, because he's such a powerful being. She struck an agreement with him that he'll release the chains if we come back and help him, because he's buried 1,000 feet under the ground right now. So he releases the chains, in which we all get on the ship, and Duncan and Clay were a little beat up from having to defend it off from everybody. We all got on the ship, and Valmoria ran to the pilot's seat and started driving us out of there. She rolled a nat 20 the first time, which got us a really good distance. And we got like 3/4 of the way there, and then we needed one more roll. She rolled a little worse, but then Sabir Flash of Genius her, I think, or he did something to add to her roll, and then Theron casted his plane shift spell on the portal that we originally came through, which then took us back out to the school. and we are right now just gotten back from hell.
All right. I'll both of you guys can take inspiration for that. So we are going to pick up right after you guys have woken up from your long rest. You got back to school. You have the bodies of Jaren and Inafira. But you guys are waking up the next morning back at your dorm, free to do whatever you want. So the day is yours.
And the other parties with us, they stayed with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to have our weekly water deep news first.
Weekly water deep. It is 9th level news. Talk about water deep. New owner of a tavern, Bim Grimble, here to speak.
I fucking hate this city.
Don't talk to me.
Now talking to his hairy companion.
I like candy.
So if they're here, I think Orion really wants to get on top of bringing Inafira and Jaren back.
Yeah, I second that.
It's probably something we should do.
Do we still all have classes today, or do we have an off day, or do we not know?
You can kind of start going back to classes whenever you want.
Okay.
So you can take the day off, or probably recommended you take the day off to get your affairs in order.
Is there any way I can tell what day it is to see when my next Lycan transformation should be, since the time was kind of distorted in hell?
You can look at the calendar.
Yeah, I'll look at the calendar because it's every 10
long
9
have we-
days from now.
Okay.
You passed your last transformation in hell and it didn't happen.
Okay, cool.
Oh, does that mean it has been 30 days? Or,
No. No, it's been like 12. You still got 18, my man.
I don't think the water elements would have helped. He would have just gotten evaporated. I'm here to help.
It's-
Goodbye.
It burns.
Yeah, I think we should go get Jaren and Inafira back and try to get all that sorted out.
I have their tokens, but right now they're in Maddie's pocket dimension.
That thing gonna smell.
I'll have the housekeepers clean it out.
Rowan was probably storing random shit in
The
there.
Hispanic unseen servants.
No, just put the bullywugs in there. You know, have them clean it real
Oh
quick.
no,
Yeah.
no, I clean.
Because of new D&D lore, does that mean that they're orcs?
Yeah, yeah. Spirit orcs are your housekeepers.
Oh, Christ.
But there's
Yeah,
a
you guys tell me.
cleric teacher, I believe, that would probably
There's a
be
couple of them, yeah, but there is one main. Let me pull up to get the full name.
I think that should be our first visit to see what she can
Yeah.
do. As like
I
a
was
school
thinking we
nurse.
just- oh yeah, school nurse or tea. Just I was thinking just tea kettle.
Nurse, we found 2 dead people.
I don't-
The cleric on the staff, her name is Shale Talonrook. She's an Owlin.
Shale Talonroach.
Talonrook.
Oh my
Talonroach.
bad. My bad.
I thought you said Talon Roach too. I'm not doing this.
Nah, I might have misspoke. My bad. No, it's Talonrook. Rock, you would know this teacher if you had gone to your first day of classes.
Oh god.
Is she like the head nurse also, or is she just a teacher?
Yeah, she's like the head surgeon as well.
Okay.
They don't have nurses at the school.
Yeah, they have like one cleric teacher, and she has some like slightly lower level clerics that help her out that are like TAs and stuff. But this is a wizard school, so there's a very limited number of clerics.
I think we should go visit Miss Talonroach.
I agree. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe
The
we
only
should-
other option you guys have is you guys could Valmori would know you guys could go see Professor Lizette. She's a druid, and 20th level druid would also be able to resurrect people.
Who's cheaper?
Well, they cost the
Who's
same. The spell
cheapest?
costs the same no matter what.
I think we should go to Miss Talonrote because if she's like the head school surgeon, then that's probably better for more medical affairs.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
options. Those are the two teachers that would have the spell needed.
Yeah, I say we go to Miss Talonrote.
Also, do we know if Asmodeus is like, able to chase us at all or no?
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing. Can I like walk around
You
Moya?
probably can't. I mean, you probably can't leave hell. If he was going to chase you, it would be through
Yeah,
other
that-
avenues.
That's what I figured. I was like, I don't know if he can like leave.
Yeah, if he could leave hell, he would. Like, if he could at will, like his actual form leave hell. Like he can project like an avatar in some other planes, but it's limited. If he's going to pursue you, it's going to be through other means.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I check around? I know we're not on Moya right now, but like on the way there, could I?
I think right now Moya's far enough away. You'd have to do like a separate thing for that.
Okay, makes sense. But everybody good with going to Miss Talonrote?
Yeah.
What does a
What's
car
the
think?
miss-
He's the resident
Yeah.
healer.
Oh, what,
I mean, I don't know who this person is, but I'm down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Car, welcome to our
this should be a
abodes.
teacher you haven't met, but yeah, this is the cleric teacher.
This is where we go to school, Car.
Welcome to class.
We don't usually go to hell, you know. That's kind of our first time, so you know.
That's vacation.
small venture for the
um,
good for the soul. Good for the soul.
Remember, we cannot tell my mom.
tell your mom what.
Also, I just want to say,
Exactly.
a car, you are enrolled at this school.
Oh,
You
He's
didn't
transfer
necessarily have
student.
any intention of going, but maybe things have changed now.
Welcome to the team, Akar, and I'll go pat him on the back.
You know, I'm sure Eugene probably, you know, talked to Jagger
Oh no, this
about it.
one is because of a car's parents.
Oh,
Bless you.
He's like, Mom, I don't want to go to school.
Oh,
You need to
no,
school
no,
like
no,
kids
no.
your age.
Yeah, him and his brother, they enrolled them both in the school, but a car had plans to just not go. But if that's changed,
where's the car's token?
I was wondering the same thing too. I didn't see it.
he's floating 40 feet above you.
Oh,
Makes sense.
There he is. He fell down.
I'm up skirting a
His
car.
legs break.
You all right?
I don't know though. I don't know what you think, Damien. I don't know if a car seeing his brother not die and not being able to bring him back would have made the character want to learn more, or if your character's still not interested in a
I'm-
structured education
I'm
setting.
here. I'm here. I'm finally here. Please.
What?
It took me forever to log in. I'm sorry.
What
What do you think, Damien?
Roll call?
I don't even plan on making a decision like this today.
Well, you got to. It's part of the game. Get it together.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, everybody's just awkwardly staring at a car.
Well, the car, what do you think? Just
Car.
everybody's
It's
looking.
your
Well,
brother.
yeah, Car. What do you
Like,
think of Car?
Yeah, like, what are you thinking?
Even Clay's turning to him. What thing?
Like, then we'll worry about shit.
Who?
Oh, do you
I
while
mean-
he's making his just
No. I want the decision first.
okay. Do something with that.
I think we should go
Go
talk to
back
one
to
of
it.
those two people.
Not until Damien tells me if a car is going to classes or not.
I mean, I'll fucking consider it. Do they have do they have me shit here?
Let me send you. Actually, need to send you the class list real quick.
Because both Akar and Damien don't know anything about this.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I think I sent you the Google Drive a while back, but I might not have explained what it was. But here, I'll send it.
Orion pulls up his crystal. Have y'all seen that new Hawk Tua video? Shit's hilarious.
If I just starts pulling on one of the pins of it, you better not say anything like that to me, Andrew.
They say it's like
I'll
those.
take us all out right here, right now.
They say it's like those Ohio Skibbity Rizzlers.
Pull him a pistol and
What's
cock it.
wrong
Name
with
it.
you really against Orion for saying that shit?
Ryan.
Okay, now that Damien has something to look through, what does Rock want to do?
Oh, I was gonna send the Bullywugs to clean the shit and like just make sure there's nothing left over from hell that could bite us.
Oh,
in
well,
the
they
ass.
stay on the ship anyways, so they're just doing
I
their
know.
normal duties over there. Yeah. Again,
No, but
later
only like-
you guys have you'll have to go out of your way to go talk to them on Moya. So you would have to like go way out of your way before dealing with this cleric thing.
Okay, I just want somebody to look through the ship, make sure there's
The
nothing.
shipyards are on the other side of the school.
Okay. Skibbity Ridge, what is that, Orion?
Oh,
I don't know. It's what those young kids are talking about on this rat talk.
Nope,
Rat
those words are
talk.
banned. Those words are
Can we
banned.
get a ban?
Bean,
Skibbity Ridge?
bean.
That's just what they. Guys, I just downloaded Rat Talk. That wasn't around when I was younger.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, look at
What
this.
the god?
Okay.
I think Clay would like Rat Talk.
Yeah, he has the mind of an 8-year-old. Of course he'll like it.
What was the name of the cleric and the druid?
The cleric was Shale Talonrook, and the druid.
Professor Lizette.
Yeah, Professor Lizette.
All right, backflips. Is that a acrobatics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I eat shit.
Yeah, you probably fall in the fire too.
No, that's in that one. All right.
Let me show you how to do that, Rock. Yeah, I'll teach you a thing or two about that.
All right. Oh, got better.
No, let me teach you.
Oh,
Hold on.
nah.
Oh man.
Oh, I know you're not talking shit, bro.
Please give
All
me
right,
that one.
all right, Damien. So after a quick read over that list, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, we can
All right,
write
cool.
it out.
So
Oh,
Kara's gonna
hold
take some classes.
Hold on.
There's cleric classes, pack magic classes, there's all kinds of stuff. So
They also have PE.
yeah,
We're doing
PE,
backwards.
there's conjuration. All right. So with that, Akar decides he's going to hang around for a bit of the school year, see what's up. What are you guys going to do first?
I say we handle Inafira and Jaren first.
I
agree.
agree.
Yeah, I
And then
agree.
go to Moya and check on that stuff after.
All right. So you guys head over to. Let me pull it up. You guys head over to the Silver Quill campus, which is where Professor Talon Rook teaches and stays. Rock, you're technically the only person in this house, so you actually would have been the only one who's here a little bit. You'd probably have to lead the way. Also, still very strange for Rock to be in the house that's based on eloquence and leadership. Kind of funny. You guys pass from your dorm area kind of through the central campus. You see, the same buildings you saw the last time you were here. The main library, the couple of taverns. You see the Arrow Giant Field and the stadium off to the side. And you guys pass through walking north. You guys enter the Silver Cool campus. You guys see a lot of it is like Roman type architecture, large pillars and marble buildings and stuff like that. A lot of like golden roofs. There are, it's very basic but well done architecture. A lot of it reminds you of like ancient basilicas and old religious buildings. And you walk to this huge amphitheater in the center that seems to be like a circular hall with two wings that come off of the side. And you walk inside. You see that in the center of the room is a kind of podium, and around the entire room in a full circle is a kind of a stadium set of seats around the auditorium. So it's a lecture hall that you're walking into, and there's a full circle of like wooden pews all the way around. in a lowered kind of bowl area that has a small podium where it looks like a teacher stands. And then off to the side in that lowered area, you see like a small wooden desk, and you see a tall figure with a blue cloak. And you see white feathers sticking out from the back of the head. She seems to be kind of hunched over, very tall as well, almost 7.5 feet tall, kind of hunched over this table, rifling through papers as you guys enter. She hears all of the footsteps, and without turning and looking back at you guys, she goes, "My office hours have just ended. Any help will have to wait until after my classes for the day."
Oh.
We got two. Oh,
No, go ahead, Rock.
okay. I was say, go up to her, and be like, what about two dead bodies? Can you make time for that real quick?
She still continues to ruffle through the paper. She's like, "What was the cause of their death?"
Asmodeus.
She stops rifling through the papers, puts them all in a folder, sets them down, just stands up to a full height, looks at you. She's almost as tall as you are, Rock. Looks you dead in the eyes, looks around at the rest of you, and she says, "I was not informed of any school trips having to do with Asmodeus recently."
It wasn't exactly school sanctioned, you could say. We had some trouble. Our this other group here, their friend Q, had been sent to hell by the headmaster, and since it was kind of inadvertently our fault, we went to go help them.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage. I want Ryan to do it.
Come on, Ryan.
Oh, can I use inspiration to reroll?
Yeah, sure.
Bad.
You keep the advantage, just reroll.
Not much better, not much.
A 12. She looks at you and says, "Venturing into the deepest parts of the restricted plains is grounds for expulsion, you know."
Yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I like going to classes here, but I would rather be expelled than be responsible for all of their deaths.
You understand what expulsion from this place means, correct?
I will never come back.
That's not what it means.
Oh. What does that mean?
When you are deemed unfit to attend this school, your magical powers are removed.
I personally don't have much.
You should have read the contract. And magical powers are much more than just casting spells, my boy.
Look, I may not have read that, and I understand now what that would mean for somebody like me, but I just could not in good conscience let them risk their lives for something that we did.
She looks you up and she says, "So you would risk your ability to defend yourself in the future of you and your friends for the preservation of a single life?"
Look, I've lost a lot more than that already.
Yes or no, child?
Yes.
Then I shall help you. And she kind of walks over. She says, "Where are these bodies?"
I just want to step up and be like, "They're in this pocket dimension, but I'll get them out right now." And I get their
She
bodies
kind of
out.
nudges, very smart, that probably protecting the bodies and keeping them from decay is half of the battle.
We try our best. We try our best.
Now, the one issue with this is that I have the means to bring them both back today, but the gold cost, the expense of the spell, I can cover some amount of it, but these spells are rather expensive.
I'm sure between the rest of us, we have enough gold to cover it.
How much for 2? I ask her.
Let me make 100% certain. She says total for both of them, the cost would be near 50,000 gold.
He's
Fuck, how much gold do we have?
not 50.
She says, when she looks at you, she says, I have enough put away in the silver quill fund for emergencies like this. I can cover the expense of one of them.
So we need 25.
We've
Well,
got
guys, we have 14,415 gold.
Pelk from the other party speaks up. He goes, well, they're our party members, so we'll put together what we can. We got a little bit put away. And he goes and talks with the few of them that remain. They put together a large sack. Let me roll some dice real quick to see. Okay. Ooh. All right, that's not bad. They are able to put together about 14,000 gold. And that's about all they have.
I know this is just my thing. I know we've spent a long time building up the party fund, but this, I mean...
Professor Talonor also looks and says, there's also, with spells like this, you can replace parts of the gold cost with items of the same value, if needed.
Hmm.
What do I have? How much is a feather token worth?
Well,
She says a token like that would be about 100 gold.
Okay, it's not gonna be.
don't we have enough money with the funds?
Yeah.
We have 14,000 each.
No,
Yeah,
we.
we give a,
Well, yeah.
You guys would
Yes.
need to come up with about 11k, and you could pay that out of the party fund. You just wouldn't have much left.
How much?
what do we? Well, how much gold does everybody have?
Yeah, say if you guys
Because
want to go
if
out of the
I
party
turn
fund
down
and pull
party-
out of your personal funds, that's fine
'Cause
too.
I personally, at the moment, have 3,215.
I have 500 because I helped Valmoria buy the assault rifle.
I have 800. 862 to be exact.
I have 28.
Now that you're back at school, if Fi wants to try and make a phone call,
I couldn't try to make a phone call.
you would get in a lot of trouble because you'd have to explain yourself. But I mean, you may not be able to cover the whole cost, but you may be able to help out with something.
True. We'll leave that as like a last resort in case we don't have enough.
Well, we have enough. It's just the issue is how do we want to split it between our personal funds and the party fund? We got to come up with what,
Yeah.
11k?
I'll pony up 400. Half of my gold that I have in my personal.
Yeah,
I can do 1,000.
I could do 300 without being completely broke.
So far, that's 1,700.
Oh, I'll do 1,000.
I could do 1,000 too. 1,000.
It's 3,700.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the money out now.
Yeah, I'll
Go
take
for it.
that. Just so I don't forget.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. So,
I can do 400.
Perfect. What about a car? Any personal donations from a car?
I would imagine it is his brother.
3k.
God,
That is your brother.
He got it like that. Hold on.
God
Okay.
damn.
I mean, it is his brother. So
So that puts you at 7,100. You guys will need to come up with $6,900. You could pay that out of the party fund.
Yeah, I
I was
think
gonna say,
that we could
are
do
y'all
that, yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
We'll be left with the 8k.
Yeah, that's fine.
We can always
guys
get
in?
more money.
Yeah,
we have
we could
ton of
yeah,
time.
we could do some
Exactly.
jobs.
No, we're a thief.
Who, me?
Orion, Mean Mugs, Amara. Yeah, we do.
Oh, hell no.
All right, so Valmoria, go ahead and mark off 6,900 gold from the party fund. Everybody mark off from your individual funds. If you guys want to commit to this.
I
I'm
got her
committed.
done.
Already did.
Yeah.
I got her done.
Oh my god. Thanks, Ruger.
Ruger's putting in 8k.
Yeah, bro said bring the motherfuckers back right now.
One of my favorite characters. Bring him back.
Ruger said I'm
The
dropping
story's
if
not
y'all
the same
don't.
without them.
Ruger said I'm dropping the series if y'all don't.
Canceling my subscription.
Oh, hell
Sorry,
no.
there's a man walking on the ground and Ruger doesn't like him.
Well, where else
Shoot
would he
him.
be
Get
walking?
No,
Get
Ruger was
him!
upset they're not back alive yet. That's what
That's
it was.
right.
No cap.
No Blizzy.
All right, so if everybody's got their money and stuff marked off, you guys see a car pull out a giant fucking bag of gold and just throw it on the table. Professor Talon looks around. She pulls all of that gold together. She walks over to a cabinet and opens up and pulls out this statue that's like solid gold encrusted with gems. She carries it over, sets it down as well. She says, "This will take a little while. You're welcome to stay and watch if you like, but these processes take a moment."
You have
Sure, some of us would be fascinated by watching that.
I was about to say,
We
I
could learn a
kind
thing
of
or
want
two.
to watch.
Yeah, I want to watch.
She looks at Rock and Zanzo. She says, "Would you mind putting the Minotaur on the table first?"
Yep. I pick him up and I set him on the table gently.
Of course. She kind of looks him up and down. She says, "Many of his bones are broken, but the spell should fix that. Do you wish for me to remove the wound on his face? I can make it so there will be no scarring."
That would
Oh,
probably
it says
be a
like
good.
good. It says good, right? Or it says
Yeah.
one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Definitely a good idea.
Yeah, she looks around. She looks at a car, knowing now that you guys are related. She says, "Would your brother want his scars removed, or?"
Yes, please.
Very well. She bows her head for Jaren. She grabs the idol that she had picked out. She sets it on the table. You guys watch as she reaches to her neck, and there's this holy symbol that you see is in the shape of an eye, just like an actual eyeball. Anybody who wants can roll a religion check.
Let's see if Orion knows what's going on.
No cap.
Oh, 13?
I love the sound it makes all the time.
All right.
More religious than the religious man.
Where is religion at?
Hey. Yo, I see you.
Okay.
There it
So
is.
Yu-Gi-Oh and a car. Yu-Gi-Oh and a car. You're the only two that rolled high enough. You guys look at this holy symbol, and you both recognize Yu-Gi-Oh. You would know because this is a god that a lot of humans in your city worship, particularly scribes and librarians back at Cairn. And then a car, you just know this because of general knowledge of gods. Professor Talonrook is a cleric of Ioun, who's the goddess of knowledge.
Iron. How do you spell that?
Ioun.
Okay.
Ioun. Something you guys maybe have heard of is earlier. One of you, it might have been Cedric, bought an Ioun stone.
Oh yeah, Cedric did buy that. It was the
Yeah. And she's the goddess of knowledge. Her relics usually have to do with spells, magic, preservation, that kind of thing. So you guys watch Professor Talonrook grasp her holy symbol, and as opposed to most divinities that you've seen where there's this golden bright light or something like that, you see kind of a dull gray silver shine start to come through her fingers. You hear a kind of rustling of pages in the room around you. You notice now that all of the walls are covered with library shelves, floor to ceiling. Many of the books start to pop out of the shelves and fly around in circles, open around Professor Talonrook for a second as she reads a small excerpt off the page, and then shoots the book a different direction. Another one pops forward. And you guys see a lot of these runes that were on these books. She's peeling them off of the page. She's going through the whole library and peeling individual runes off of pages and books to piece this spell together. And you guys watch. This takes her about 15 minutes of her just peeling individual runes until there's about 120 runes set into the table around Jaren in a circle. She takes her holy symbol, pulls it off of her head, and sets it on Jaren's chest. She puts both of her hands on the idol that she had pulled out, and you watch as there's a flash of that silver light, and the idol just disappears, and you watch a silver mist start to ooze out from her hands, cover Jaren's body, and as soon as it hits his nostrils, you hear, "Oh, holy shit."
Welcome back.
Oh, man.
How was death?
You all right?
You guys also look at him and you see, bringing somebody back, especially from this, Jaren's alive, but Jaren's at 5 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
So he kind of like barely moves. He turns and looks like Rock. You're still standing above his head. He goes, "Oh, I did not expect to see you again, Mr. Linesman."
Now, Jaren, I've had a question on my mind that I've been dying to ask you, but with your whole being indisposed part, I need to ask now since you're back. What is the deal? Who is the one faking the accent? You or a car?
Most of my family sounds like this. So
So a car.
take from that what you will.
Okay. I just needed to know. That was bugging me for a long time.
I want to sleep. Where is Innie? Is she okay?
We're
She's
working
gonna
on
be.
that.
She's gonna be.
It's coming up.
You should.
Don't worry about her. Get yourself some rest.
You should have brought her back first.
Why?
She is far more valuable.
Well,
Don't worry, we
We were
got
just doing
nothing
what we
to
were
back.
told.
Well, I will stay awake until I know that she is okay.
Fair enough.
And Rock, you and Zanzos kind of move him off to a kind of like softer cot that's off to the side, for him to lay down, and he kind of turns on his side and watches, and you guys watch pretty much the same ritual repeat, this time consuming all of the gold that you put together. After about another 30 minutes of this ritual, you hear, "Oh my god."
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, my bone's still broken.
No,
No.
no.
doesn't look like it.
Okay, now.
That,
You're good. You're
Well.
good.
It was one of the worst 2 hours of my life.
I think it was a little longer than 2 hours, but
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, and I don't mean to put this on you, after the spell, Asmodeus didn't kill us immediately. He took me and Jer into a chamber and killed us about 100 times over the next 2 hours.
Oh,
Oh,
that sounds pretty awful. I apologize for that.
Yes, very sorry, very sorry.
Well, I guess we're here now.
Well,
Is the hairy fellow okay?
Yeah, he's over there on that cot. He wanted to watch.
He was also upset that we didn't bring you back first.
It's how he functions. He's his idea is any time death comes to take him, it's his time. But
Oh, and good news, we got Q.
Yeah, we did.
Ah.
Is he with us?
you see,
got
like she's
both
laying on the
partners.
table. You see, like she closes her eyes and just kind of relaxes and takes a sigh. She goes, I think I'm going to take a nap here for a while."
it's all right.
well,
Professor Talon looks over and says, "Yes, you are both more than welcome to rest here until you're fit. I have a infirmary under the classroom I can move you to, and we can return you to your normal duties after a while. You will be here for a while. It will take about a week to get back to normal." And her and Jaren both nod, and they're like, "We just appreciate you guys going through all of this trouble to bring us back. We had accepted our fates."
It was nothing. I mean, it was expensive, but it was nothing.
You may have accepted it, but we didn't.
Um,
We're like
I,
friends now, and you know what friends do for each other.
She kind of looks at us. "I do find it interesting that Asmodeus chose not to unhallow our bodies and make it impossible to bring us back.
He's cocky.
Maybe
Whoa,
it makes me wonder if maybe we weren't supposed to be handed to you."
Well, the Jaren did have a bomb on him.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean it in the way that it seemed as if his advisor was acting kind to us for some reason.
I did kind of get
Oh.
like that vibe from him too, that he might not be like the biggest fan of Asmodeus.
It seems like a lot of the people that work under Asmodeus don't really like him, but they know they can't do anything about it, so they just kind of fall in line anyway.
From what the Lord of the Hells had said, he had planned to keep us there indefinitely, so I do not know how, but our bodies ending up with you is not what I expected.
Truthfully, I almost joined y'all, so I didn't expect me to make it out either, so...
She kind of smiles and says, "And you, Mr. Lionsman, I questioned your goal before we entered the battle, and I have to say I'm quite impressed."
hey, I do my best. But that was kind of badass, though, right? You see the way like
He said-
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll hand you that, Rock. It was pretty cool. I could never have done that. He would have crushed me immediately. What do you
He's
think? I use bombs
alright.
and guns to make up
And
for it?
Rock, you're definitely like a little sore. Like your muscles
Yeah.
feel it. You're not like destroyed like you thought you'd be, but yeah, you're a bit sore from all of that weight.
Ow.
It was a good
Ow.
workout. Good workout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
your
just feel
lats
like
are going
Rock is
crazy right now.
Super cocky right now, though. Rock is like super cocky. He just starts flexing.
He starts hitting the groove on right next to it over here. Hey.
That's it, all
You
guys.
see,
Go back on
as
the
you guys are
movie.
standing there for just a moment, you see Jaren. He kind of looks over to you, Rock, and he's like, "Mr. Lionsman, may I speak to you?"
Yes, I walk over to him.
He says, "It is not often I meet others with such a disregard for their own life."
Well, it's not often I meet a man who will grapple with the devil himself with me.
And Rock, as you're standing here in this moment, you have a slight like twinge in your brain, and you remember that like while you were in hell, it seems like your brain had blocked it out, but in this moment you like reconnect with a memory that you had the memory of exactly what happened when Inafira broke that orb because you were right there, because you actually saw it. And you remember you and Jaren grappling Asmodeus, both of his arms. You remember seeing as Inafira cracks the orb, Asmodeus's eyes turn from like anger and gloating to fear. And you hear Jaren, you can't see his face because he's wearing that spectral armor in this memory. You hear his voice kind of come over to you. He goes, "A good day to die, Mr. Lionsman, yes?"
Every day.
And yeah, and I mean whatever Rock would have said in that memory, you feel like Jaren like lets go of Asmodeus' one of his hands with one of his hands he had. He puts it on your shoulder, and he says, "Mr. Lionsman, it is a good day to die, but not for you." You see, he spins and he kicks you full hoof towards the gate, and that's how you escaped.
I like to say, like, while he was doing that, Rock was like, "What are you doing?" Like he
Yeah.
was like trying to fight him to stay on.
Yeah, and at the last second, he kicked you as hard as he could to throw you towards the portal out.
And that would
I
hurt.
look down at him and I tell him, I say, "You saved my life back there."
Yes, well, it seems you have returned the favor, so let us call it even.
You killed yourself for me. All I did was sacrifice some gold. I
Well,
still owe you a debt.
they are one and the same if you consider this. What we did was not just for you, my friend. It was for the people we care about as well, and I would do it again, over and over if necessary. But you decided to spare the lives of people who, less than 2 weeks ago, tried to take yours. That is honor.
Well, you showed me you're someone who's respectable. You have honor, my friend.
You two gonna sloppily kiss now?
I still
they
don't like your,
Beastmaster clasp forearms. It's the same idea.
I still
basically
don't like
a man
the
kiss.
little lizard man you traveled with. He's still very weird.
Yo, have y'all seen what is it? Is it Predator, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
How he just
Yeah, the
he's
the
like
forearm
flexing?
clasp.
Yeah. That's the one. Just
Now that's a dap.
And Jaren
Roll
kind
for
of turns
that.
back over. He goes, I am also going to take a very long nap.
rest must be Prince. Rest.
He like pauses for a second and then keeps rolling over.
Pause.
So Jaren and Inafira are alive. It'll take them a little while to get back to back to normal, but you guys have solved that issue.
I would like to attend this lady's class if I could do that, because she does have a class coming up, right?
Yeah, she has like today is like their open lab. It sounds weird, but like it's for clerics. It's for people who are interested in divinity to come in and explore divinity. It's not like today's not like a structured class for her. It's like an open area where like aspiring clerics or paladins or anyone who wants can come in and ask questions and read books about different divinities. Like her library is one of the most comprehensive when it comes to religion, that kind of thing.
I would like to
So
do that.
if Rock wanted to do that, by all means, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
I want to turn to Q, and I want to kind of walk up to him, and I just want to be like, sorry about the whole sending you to hell thing. I really wasn't our intention, but I do understand how it was kind of us.
Roll a perception real quick.
Perception.
Is he a hole? Or is he all messed up?
On a 17? On a 17, as you're talking to him, you see that the words you're saying to him are registering, but that he hadn't said anything because he wanted to ensure that Jaren and Anafir got taken care of. This guy needs medical attention bad.
Oh
Okay,
shit.
that's what I was thinking the whole time.
Miss Shale,
honestly.
not exactly a resurrection, but can you take a look at our friend here too?
She looks at
He's been through a lot.
This is a much simpler process. Yes, come here, child. And she sits him down. She looks at this. Yes, his soul and body have recently been pulled apart and recombined. It will take some time for him to return to normal, but I can help the process along. She's going to cast Greater Restoration on him. You see like a little bit of like the burden that seemed to be on Q's shoulders drops, and he goes, oh. And for the first time you guys hear him speak, he goes, I do not blame any of you for my being sent there, but I think I need to have words with Tea Kettle when I feel normal.
You know, just try not to upset him too much, because another hell trip so suddenly might be a little difficult.
At this point, I don't know if I can feel fear anymore.
That's understandable. You have been through a lot.
I want to go up to Miss Talonrook. I want to be like, yeah, it's my bad. You know, I grabbed his soul, but I'm not really much of a doctor, so I kind of just threw it in there.
It's a brutal process no matter who does it. Even if I had done it, he would be feeling some effects of being where he was.
Okay, I mean, I'm honestly just glad I got him in there, you know, I didn't know.
It's impressive. What's more impressive is you were able to handle his soul at all. That is not a very common ability. So
You should have been there. It was sick. I had a grappling hook and I threw him towards the soul.
Yeah, you know, I think you would have really liked it, Miss Talonrook. I jumped after him, and then I turned into this cool ghost, and then he grapple hooked my leg, and it was a whole thing. But it's pretty cool.
Sounds like one of those action crystals.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah.
You ever seen Die Hard?
No, I've seen. No, I don't watch those.
Me neither. Our little kobold friend.
I
likes
watch
a show called
documentaries.
Arrow. Is Arrow a documentary?
I've heard of Arrow. I don't like it.
Well, either way, if you need to go to a nice big theater, you probably prop up to the Bronze Keep and watch one.
I mean, me and my friend could reenact it if you wanted to watch. We could. Nah, it is too late. Yeah.
It looks like it's time for my class. Did you guys want to go check on Moya real quick? Was that a thing?
Yeah. Is the other party gonna go with us? Because if not, I want to say my farewells.
Yeah, they're gonna hang out with their party for a while. They're they'll see you guys around soon, but they're gonna hang out with them for a bit. But yeah, if you guys want to.
I know I didn't really know you guys or all the beef, but I think you guys are pretty cool, and I think we can all be friends.
I'm gonna go walk up to Gwig, and I'm gonna say, you know, we definitely had our differences at first, but if y'all ever need anything, you know who to call.
Gwig looks at you. She goes, "Yeah, it was good to know you guys a little better."
You all are really cool. Some really impressive things out there.
Yeah, it's cool to have people around who are also kind of sick.
Well,
we can pretty much own this school.
Okay, well.
We can run it if we tried hard enough.
Yeah. You see Theron walks up and starts speaking to you guys in sign language. Amara, you would because basically thieves can't. He just thanks you guys for defending him and giving him the chance to get all of you out of there.
Now I'll shake his hand.
Yeah.
I give
don't know what he said,
him
but you shake his hand.
I said, thank you.
Yeah, he could have just said "fuck you," and then I'm just shaking his hand.
No, Amara translates for you. And Zanzos walks up. He kind of claps most of you on the shoulder. Walks up the rock. He goes, "We will have to have A little spar sometime, yes.
Of course, anytime, brother, anytime.
Just come find me when you are feeling better.
I'm ready to go now.
Well, hold on, Rock. He
I am
needs to
not.
rest.
I am not ready to go right now. It's me, not you.
Let them rest. Let them rest.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty beat up too.
Dirk walks up to you, just like, well, it was good to have somebody to talk with about, fighting stuff. Everybody in my party's so focused on magic. I mean, I do magic too, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
I also kind of want to go up to Pelk and say, you know what? You seem like you're pretty good at what you do, and I'm sure my grandpa probably knows about you. He's probably got his eyes on you.
He kind of eyes you, goes, what's your last name?
Barefoot.
And he goes, yeah. Even if Gramps doesn't know about me, I know about you, Gramps. He's an old name. And,
Yeah.
I heard a story once from some cousins of mine.
Mhm.
They lived in a cave system long time ago.
Yeah.
And they had this myth about this dude who kind of came in and committed a small genocide, and from all accounts, he kind of matches what your grandpa looked like.
And I kind of lean in into like, it's all true.
He smiles. He goes, "Hey, I got no love for my people either."
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about they were kind of bad, but
It's
he was kind of racist.
goblins
at
are
the
real
time.
hit or miss. Some of us are real cool people. Others are just real savage.
Yeah, he's cool with the goblins now. He freed a lot of them.
Yeah, I've heard you guys have like goblin unions and stuff up in the
Yeah,
city.
yeah. They got freedom and stuff up there. Got rights.
And they're
Someone's
not
gonna
food
like
anymore.
that.
That's cool.
Nah, we changed the recipe.
Yeah. What do you use now?
I think it's just like chicken now. Chicken and
Hmm.
pork.
Tastes the same.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I wasn't there back in the time to taste it, but from what he says, it's pretty much the same.
I'm sure your Gramps has some old bags put away.
Probably.
I don't know how good they'd be after 1,000 years, but
I don't know either. I mean, I guess I could ask him whenever I meet up with him again. He's always doing something crazy.
so anything else you guys want to say to them before you head out?
Can I just go up to Annie and just be like, really glad you're not dead?
Yeah, as you walk up, she like reaches her hand out and grabs your hand. She's like, "Thank you for bringing us back. I was fine with the cost, with saving Q, but it's much better to have Jared and I here to enjoy the victory."
Well, I wasn't just gonna leave you there to die. I wasn't fine with the cost.
As well, I guess that's what keeps the balance. But after I get back to normal, if you'd like to study together, I can probably show you a few things.
I would love to study together.
Of course, well, once I feel as if my brain is not crawling out of my skull, we
Yeah.
will talk.
I just want to whisper to her and be like, see, optimism isn't so bad now, is it? Everything worked out fine, for the most part.
She smiles and says, "Well, it did this time, but we were in hell."
Well, you gotta have optimism even in hell.
Well,
You know,
maybe it is what made the difference, but for now, the difference for me is sleeping for the next week.
yeah, you need some rest. Give her a little tap on the shoulder and be like, enjoy your nice little nappy nap. Just let me
course,
know
yeah.
about that study session.
Yeah, and she just rolls over and immediately conks out.
I think also Car had something to tell to Jaren.
Yeah, so tell Jaren.
You owe me 3K.
Yeah. A
Hey,
car
bro,
kind of like
tell
as
me
you walk
now.
up, a car rolls back up and he goes, I'm sorry I had to put you through that, but I did not see another way out. I think she is pleased that I am still around. I think it will be okay, but you're right. We will speak later. I have a couple of questions for you myself.
DM, can we? I'm sorry.
He says, "Yeah, well, very well. You're just upset because I am taller."
This is a real brotherly conversation. It's accurate.
I love it.
That's why you get no play, Jaren.
He says, "I am literally 3 feet taller than you."
Words don't count.
No.
It's because of those shoes you wearing, Jaren.
You got a geeky ass haircut.
As you walk away, he like speaks up to say something, but you just walk far enough away you can't even hear him by the time he talks, and he just like sighs and rolls over and goes back to bed. What do Rock have?
Oh, I was about to just say, can we have someone read a card out loud or something? Because when I was watching the video, I noticed I was trying to like take notes. I was like, "What the fuck is our car saying again?"
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Here, I can read the car. Oh, don't worry. When you're not rubbing your big ass nose on death, you got me talking.
That's what he sounds like.
So he's just Lamar from GTA 5.
Yeah. Got you. So he's gonna restart that. While he's doing that, you guys, anything else you guys want to say to these guys, or start heading towards Moya?
I'd like to go up to Q, just like meet him, meet the man I risked my life for. Because I never met Q. To even meet him in the opening class.
Yeah, you walk over to him.
I
He's
do that
kind of
too
like,
because I also never met him.
yeah, you
Yeah,
guys walk
me too.
over. He's like sitting in a large laid back medical chair. You see he's got like multiple IVs in his arm. Professor Talonrook is like pumping into him, just of like different like magical liquids and stuff to help him feel better. As he's sitting there, you see he's kind of he's reached into his pack and he's got this little object he's tinkering with. It's like a Rubik's cube, except it has like 1,200 sides,
Oh,
and he's just like flipping through it incredibly quickly.
I was like, you have to let me take a crack at that someday.
He looks up at you and he just hands it over.
Okay.
Roll an intelligence check. A 21. It takes you a good 30 seconds, but even then, you guys watch Fi takes it in his hands, and just instantly his fingers just go into like a robotic mode where he's just flicking through all of these things. After about 30 seconds, you watch Fi solves the puzzle.
And back to him,
He
I was like, that
watches
wasn't
you
that
intently
much.
the whole time. As you finish, he doesn't look necessarily like crazy impressed. He just kind of like nods in approval as you finish.
That was fun.
He goes, "I have a feeling you and I will get along well. Would you
I
like
have
to
a feeling
try,
too.
big man?"
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Roll an intelligence check. You see Q takes it back and flips it around and messes it up. On a 10, you look at it and you think if it didn't have so many sides you could do it, you flip around, you get like 2 of the sides and everything like that. Even so, as he's watching, he kind of looks at you, he says, "It's further than I thought you would get. Impressive."
Thank you. So are you. Not anyone could just get their soul ripped out and live to tell the tale.
I seem to remember the little bit I do at the moment, when I had my soul ripped from my body on my way back from hell. The devil himself stood in my way, took my soul, and said that if that genius like mine should not be left for humans to abuse. And I remember him taking me to this large underground hospital area and forcing me to try and build instruments that could put human souls to work at healing his body.
Hmm.
Did
Now
you?
that's something interesting that you just brought up.
I did. And you see, as he says I did, he looks like disappointed in himself. He says, I did.
Well, that's a problem we gotta fix.
I do not know
Eventually.
if he can operate the machinery without me there, but I would not put him past him to have had spies watching me to figure it out.
Sometimes the cost of creation, isn't it?
But no matter, if I'm not there, it will not run as efficiently.
That's a good sign.
Truthfully, I wish we'd been able to destroy the room, but it seems as if things outside our control decided otherwise.
Yeah, things kind of
Well,
got crazy
just,
really quickly.
Well, what's the radius on that black hole? Wouldn't that black hole damage some of it?
It was big, but it mainly just hit the center well of the room where Asmodeus' head was. The room was really, really big.
Okay.
Yeah, if we didn't really think about it at the time. We were more focused on leaving.
You know, I understand I was much more focused on getting out myself as opposed to the havoc I could wreak while I was there. I probably could have done more to sabotage the machinery, but something about that place wears on your soul.
I can imagine. It felt like we was there forever.
Yes, it slowly sucks away your will to fight.
Is there any check we can make to like see if he was corrupted by hell in any way?
I mean, anyone who wants could roll like it'd be insight or religion.
I rolled insight, but I don't really think he was. Just to make sure.
And so probably better. 11.
Yeah.
My insight's garbage.
Wait, insight or religion?
Yeah.
More with the history.
My bad.
Beating Q up.
I was trying to hit my insight. I was trying to hit my insight. I'm so sorry.
You better give me that information right now, Q.
Yeah. On a 22
No.
insight, though, Amara, you look at Q. You don't think he's currently corrupted. You think he might have been until Professor Talon Rook, like, cast greater restoration on him. You think he might have been, but now that's not an issue because a very high-level cleric handled it.
Understandable. Understandable.
So.
I'll just whisper to anybody that's next to me, be like, he's good. Don't even worry about it.
No. Yeah, I just shook his hand and I said goodbye. I had
Yeah.
really nothing else to say to him.
He shakes your hand. Even for as beat up as he is, it's not necessarily a strong grip, but it's like a knowing grip. It's a confident handshake, you notice.
I like it. You can tell a lot about a man from the way he shakes another man's hand.
He kind of looks around the room. He sees Sabir at the back of the room, and he says, You are an interesting individual. I think there is something off about you.
I think that's we gotta go check up on some stuff. So
We gotta go.
great meeting you, Q.
Yep.
Q kind of like
Bye-bye.
scans Sabir. Yeah, Sabir kind of looks him up and down. You guys see before you leave, Sabir walks up, and you guys Q gets a better look at him in the light with the claws and stuff. Sabir's looks back at you guys for a second. He walks forward to Q and puts a hand on his shoulder. He goes, "You're right. I am a little strange, and I'm part of the reason why Innie and Jaren died. But I don't want to do anything but protect my friends."
That's us, by the way.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Thank
You
for
guys
Respect,
see-
no,
clarifying
not
that.
you.
And Sabir kind of smiles and pats Q on the shoulder and he says, I understand your reservations, and if you'd like to talk with me sometime, you're more than welcome. I think you and I probably have more in common than you think.
He's a pretty interesting man. I've worked with him quite a bit over the past week or so. He's pretty good.
Q kind of looks him in the eyes, takes a second and nods, looks at all of you. What were you going to say, Maddie?
He said he's a sweetie pie.
Brother.
What are you, a grandma?
He is. He's not a mean man.
You gonna give him a butterscotch candy?
Yeah.
Somebody say candy.
Oh, God.
A kaiju flying through the astral plane. Galactus.
Candy.
That's the end game for Waterdeep.
I have come to harvest your resources. And Q kind of scans Sabir up and down, looks him in the eyes, and kind of just like nods for a second. He says, we will meet at some point, and we will talk. And with that, you guys head to Moya. Is that it?
Yep.
So you guys head across the campus, all the way across to the south side, to the airship docks. You head there. You see Moya there. She's already, really over the course of a day, pretty much repaired. The Bullywugs have been hard at work. Everything like that. There's also the shipyard workers and the bosuns who help out here, who are employed by the school, who are just there to fix any ship. You guys walk in, and Moya looks pretty much good as new. I mean, they've even been repairing like your dreadnought plating and stuff where it was damaged. Like,
I give all of the Bullywugs a crisp high five.
yeah, clean too. Yeah, they've been practicing high fives with each other a lot. They like that a lot.
I just want to.
With their webbed
I want to
hands.
walk around the ship. Make sure nothing's there that's not supposed to be.
You guys can roll whatever checks you deem appropriate. Investigation, perception, arcana.
Let's see if I have investigations, trash, perception.
Looks like y'all got it. We got a lot of 20s there. I'm not gonna lie.
The ship is here.
I can't get higher than a 25.
This is a ship.
Guys, I think the ship is alive.
There's
Someone
wood on
tells me this ship might be alive.
Wait just a second.
This is our ship, guys. This is our ship.
I think this might be actually a casino.
Ryan, on a 25, your ship still reeks of infernal. Would you expect it, right? You walk to the lowest deck, where the Moya's neural nexus is, where Valmoria captain's from, right? Does anybody want to go with Orion?
Please.
Yes.
Ooh, me.
Yeah, I go.
Ooh, everybody going.
You guys all walk downstairs, and Orion, you notice that like there's the normal stench of infernal, but as you walk downstairs, you get a little bit more of a whiff. You walk down, and you see in this area, the walls and stuff are wooden, but you see a lot of flesh in different compartments, and just this weird kind of organic ship built out. Lights flashing. All of this, it really doesn't make sense to you how Moya and the ship are one. But you notice that Moya's like organic parts have taken over most of the storage containers in this area. And on a 25, that smell is coming from a storage container in the corner.
I just kind of look over to Val. I was like, "Hey, can you ask her what's going on right now?"
I'm gonna, if it's in the corner, if something's coming from that thing in the corner, I kind of want to do this to my lips and kind of like nudge Valmoria to follow me so I can go check it out.
Okay.
I follow Orion.
So you two walk forward, everyone else in the back of the room, and you see there's 3 storage containers that also they seem to be like covered in this fleshy matter, but you can still like open them.
I kind of want to have my gun ready just in case.
Yeah, can I like?
Okay.
Can I get closer to him just in case,
I want
too?
to pull my scythe out and tap
Yeah.
the box to see if something happens.
So you tap it with your scythe?
Oh my! Well, why you say it like that?
No, I'm just asking. That's what you do?
Yeah.
Okay. So you reach out and you kind of tap it with your scythe. Roll another perception check with advantage. Only Orion.
Big money.
The second you tap on it from inside you hear, "Oh shit! Fuck!"
Oh. In a language I cannot. It's common.
It's common.
I'm gonna say I know you're in there.
You hear a voice go, "Nobody's home."
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on, man. That doesn't work.
Can you roll persuasion check? See if he's.
I'm gonna say, look, man, I know you're there. Just come out, and I'm not gonna try to kill you.
Maybe. We want to know, are you here on business with your boss, or are you trying to get away from him?
This is my private domicile, and I will not be harassed.
I'm going to kill you.
Can
if
I
you
just-
don't come out? I
Yeah.
will eat you alive.
Get the fuck out.
And you guys watch the storage crate top opens, and from inside you watch this like maybe 1.5 foot tall little humanoid. This pudgy little belly, his like skin is all like red and wrinkled and stuff. He's got 2 little baby wings on his back, 2 little tiny white horns. These huge eyes. He kind of crawls out and he goes, "Please don't kill me.
Listen, buddy, if you don't like the whole working for an evil god life, we know people that can probably get you out of it.
Well, how did you
I-
get on the ship first?
Yeah, how'd you get on?
I snuck on while you were docked.
I mean, that makes sense.
That
Yeah.
happens.
I just want to look at Clay and go, mm.
I look at my
He looks at him and goes,
too.
Clay's scolding the guy.
I like to line up all my bullywugs and give them a spanking.
yeah, the imp kind of like hobbles forward a little bit toward you guys. He goes,
My name is Splooge.
Oh,
I don't want to fight you guys.
Okay, Splooge, then say why you're here and what you want.
I
Yeah.
wanted to get away from working in the kitchens in hell.
Do you
Work in the
enjoy
kitchen?
cooking?
I did. I was a chef in Asmodeus' castle, and it sucked. They kept peeling my skin off every time I would overcook the steak. I want to leave.
Do you enjoy cooking in itself?
I love cooking. It's wonderful.
Okay. Well, I have a demon friend who also enjoys cooking. Maybe we can help you out.
we also have a human friend who enjoys cooking.
We also
Yeah.
need a cook. Like we could use
Brother,
a-
what?
Whoa.
That's crazy, Rock. All right.
We need
You know
a
what?
you need a sous chef.
No more cheese fries. No more cheese fries for Rock. I
You
wanna
haven't
take that
made
off the
cheese
menu.
fries. You haven't made cheese fries. And
It's not
I
like
put
it
snuff
wasn't
powder in his
triple
food.
B.
Next time he cooks, I'm putting snuff powder in his food.
It's not like it
Next time
wasn't
I
triple
cook.
B's.
So this whole time the imp is while you guys are the imp is standing there with his hands up.
Either
Oh.
way, Splooge, we can figure something out as long as you promise that you're not here on business to get us in trouble or killed.
I definitely do work for Asmodeus, but not as a spy.
Well,
Okay.
Splooge, I'm gonna keep it real.
Can
with
we
you.
roll
If
a
you try
check to
anything,
see
I'm
if
gonna
it's
Yeah,
Okay.
if anybody wants to inside him, you can. Yeah.
I got
I'm
you.
gonna
I
tell him-
got you.
I'm
I
gonna
got
tell him-
you.
Ooh, 18?
I'm gonna tell him, look, Splooge, you know.
Oh, doesn't even
I'm
matter.
not gonna
I'm
lie
gonna
to you, but you know, if you
threw
do
my
anything,
shit through the
like,
water.
I'm just gonna eat you alive.
He looks you dead in the eyes. He goes,
Trust me, you don't want to do that. I do not taste good.
Oh,
You know, he's probably right about that. I could
no.
believe him.
Straight
Well-
sulfur, rotten eggs. That's all you're
It
gonna get.
wouldn't be for my enjoyment. It'd be more so to make
You would puke. I know that you're like some kind of like I can smell that you're some kind of way guy or what. You would get sick. It's rotten eggs.
Look,
All
the
devils.
the
they
plan,
taste bad.
the idea is I'm gonna kill you if you try anything. Like,
Listen,
I would-
Orion,
That's, you should have
Orion,
said that.
listen.
Eating me is kind of
I'll
an empty threat.
Yeah.
You know, you get eaten in hell.
Hey,
all the
Ryan,
time.
listen.
I'll
They,
eat
they
you.
shit you back out. You're just where you were. You know.
I just, you know,
Fire loads in a blank round and he fires it off in the air.
Not he's
Not
not
on
phased at all.
Moya.
I'm
just
just not
motioning.
phased whatsoever.
I'm just like, okay, listen. We know he's a demon or an imp, but that doesn't always necessarily mean a bad thing. I know people that are like that. I mean, I have lineage in hell too. So, you know, maybe
I
he
point my
is
gun at
telling
him,
the truth
okay.
that he doesn't want to.
I will say on a
kill us
26
all.
insight from Valmoria. I mean, the only thing like he's telling you the truth. He doesn't work as a spy. He works in the kitchens. The only thing you could see being an issue is that any creature made by Asmodeus is beholden to Asmodeus. So it's like if Asmodeus notices this guy is gone, and then it's like, where the fuck is my kitchen guy? Like that might be a thing. But again, he's not the only imp that works there. It's just kind of a it's if you think Asmodeus is ever going to realize an imp is missing, and then there are other ways around it, like changing alignments or services and stuff like that. But
I relay that to the group.
See,
We
look,
need
we
to
can probably fix that.
Possibly handle
Well,
The big question is, do you like working for him? Let's be real.
I think he already said no.
Well, we've all met Patricia, and she used to work for Vanilla, and she's really cool now.
I'll quit pointing my scythe at him, but I'll just put it back on my bed.
he slowly like puts his hands down. He like reaches behind a box and pulls out like a half-eaten apple and starts eating it while you guys talk.
Is it
Oh,
rotten?
no, I was gonna say why he reaches behind. He has a gun.
Dude.
Oh,
Yeah, he just pulls out an apple he stole from your ship that he's eating while you guys talk.
Hey, we
I
have a
was
thief too.
Saving that apple.
Who, me? What are you talking about?
No. Yes.
Well,
Yes, you criminal.
look, Splooge, we have a really good chef here, but I'm sure you could use a sous chef if you were interested in changing employers, perchance.
He looks and goes,
What's the punishment for overcooking things?
Or just like
Yeah.
out
Get
kinda
turned
stuff.
into an idiot sandwich.
It sounds better than getting my skin peeled off.
I mean, my
Splooge, this
personal
is
reaction would be like,
shit.
"Aw,
It's
man."
raw.
It's
on with
raw.
What are you gonna say, Metal?
I was like, it'd probably like suck a little, but I'll just move on with my life.
Yeah, Splooge, we'd probably just complain a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
He kind of thinks he like puts his finger to his chin. He's like,
Really passively
Yeah.
aggressively, though.
he thinks just like,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but the big man notices I'm gone. He could just call me back whenever.
And that's why we can work on getting you away from the big man and working for someone else. Like I said,
Right.
I personally know someone who's been in your position before, and she doesn't have to deal with any of that anymore.
he seems to think for another moment. It seems like thinking is a hard task for him.
He does the same.
Kinda
thing
looks
He
around and
thinks
goes,
about thinking.
He goes, he looks around and he goes,
And how do I know that you guys aren't evil too?
Well, I mean, we did just kind of go into hell to save someone, and that usually is seen as a pretty non-evil act.
I don't know. The
Well-
demons come in there all the time.
To save
I mean,
people?
like,
You guys, demons, I smell one on the ship.
Probably
I
yourself.
think that might be you.
No, I'm a devil. No.
Well, either way, I mean, like, my skin is red and I have lineage in hells. Maybe you're smelling meat.
No, you smell like devil too. I smell somebody from the abyss.
Oh, it's
you
probably
don't
her.
worry about that.
Don't
They don't have to worry
don't
about
worry
that.
about that, Splooge.
Well,
He's friendly.
that's like getting an attack dog and saying like, it's just cupcake.
Yeah, that's a good equivalent.
Exactly.
He doesn't kill kids anymore.
Anymore? Okay.
That's
all
another
had-
reason that he killed kids.
Yeah, I don't
Splooge,
think
we've
he
all
killed
done
kids.
things in our past we're not proud of.
I cook. I don't.
Well, I'm sure there's
I
something.
became an imp because somebody died because I accidentally undercooked some chicken.
See, I'm sure
That
you're not proud
That was
of
my
that.
crime that sent me to hell.
I'm
a
sure you're not
complete
proud of
accident.
that. And see, we all have things we're not proud of. Even,
I don't
even
feel
if they're
bad about it at
accidents.
all. It was an accident. He kept eating the chicken.
That's fair, but I'm sure,
Okay.
like, you wished you wouldn't have happened, so you could have not been through that. But anyway, regardless, all semantics.
Maybe I'm in hell because I don't feel bad for it and not because it happened.
No, maybe. It's a nice perspective.
Maybe that's what it is.
See, Splooge, you're already learning new perspectives, and you've been here, what, 5 minutes?
I don't like knowing.
I
You're
mean,
learning a
honestly,
lot.
the choice is up to you. You could go back, stay with us, or do whatever you want.
No,
Now,
if
what
I'm
happens
gonna
if
be
I
real.
run away and jump off of the ship and
Yeah, I'm gonna
run away?
kill you. I mean, they might not, but like honestly,
I know I'm
might
pretty
kill you.
fast.
So am I. Yeah,
I
I'm-
got
and you
I
see he
thought
like
we
you see he
agreed
like
to
he
not
like
having
waddles
this
5
one.
feet really quickly, just like a.
You're
I
an
can take
alligator.
it, bro. Let me
Did
know.
you even see that?
I like to grab him by his head. Like I just turn around, just like grab him by his head, just reach down.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check. He's gonna roll an acrobatics to slip out of your hand.
He's like a Drax. I have mastered the art of sitting so.
Rock.
24,
I
that's not
got
bad.
you.
Okay, he gets a +6 to this.
Damn, he's slippery.
He rolled a 19.
Oh,
I can kill
So
him.
you reach out to grab him, your hand like closes around his head, and his head, he just like slips out and pops right behind your hand.
Whoa, you're pretty
You
quick there,
slippery
Splooge.
He goes, "Ooh, you're never gonna catch me."
Splooge, maybe we could use you on the team. We lost our other small little red guy. You know, he's off to
Yeah,
do
he looks around and he
something.
goes, "You want to see something else cool?"
Yeah,
and he
let me
snaps
see.
and he turns invisible.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Does he do a backflip? Let's
Yeah,
be
do
And
it.
real.
as soon as he turns invisible, you hear tick, as he runs past you out the door.
oh my!
Can I chase him by the smell?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception real quick.
Get back here, Splooge. Is it advantage because it's smell?
Yeah, it is be advantage. Yeah.
Can I do an
On
investigation?
a 20, yeah, you hear him. He's like running up the stairs towards the top deck. You can just kind of like fast walk and catch him.
Splooge, stop, Splooge. Look.
Go ahead and roll another athletics. See if you can slip your grip. Okay, he rolled a 15.
I follow Orion up there, obviously.
+6, right?
Same.
Yeah. Well, it's that's with the +6. He rolled a 9.
Oh, okay.
Who's running? Who's doing acrobatics?
It's you. You need to roll.
You
an
you
athletics.
ran up. You're chasing him.
Oh, I was finding a
Athletics
funny
check.
gif. I was finding a
Bro,
funny
sending
gif.
fucking memes.
Oh, not with advantage, my man.
Oh yeah, not with advantage. You're trying to beat a 15.
Oh my god.
I
He
can
slips your hand
try.
again and keeps running.
I give him a flash of inspiration.
Oh,
I can
my
try to
god.
catch
sir.
him.
Flash of genius, my bad.
So
Let
you
me-
reach.
Let
You
me try to
reach.
catch him.
Well, you're still on the bottom deck. So basically, Orion reaches out to catch him. You're like a little bit off, and then Phi like points, and he's like, "No, right there." And you move your hand over, and you catch him by like one of the wings, and he goes, "Ah, shit!"
Look, Splooge, look, we can talk. We're not gonna. Well, okay.
Orion, we're not gonna kill him.
You're gonna
not
kill me
gonna
if I
kill
didn't agree.
Look, Splooge, I'm a changed man. Okay, a lot's gone on in the past day. So let's look. If you just want to stay with us and cook and chill out, you can. Just if you do anything bad, something bad might happen.
You say you're just a chef and you just like to cook.
You
He
just
kind
cook
of
for
snaps
all-
and turns invisible, and he looks at you. He goes,
So if it's not a big deal, what's the problem if I just leave?
Well, it's just having
You're also
we're in this extremely magical place right now, so you probably wouldn't stick out that much, but
I
just-
love magic stuff. I love toys.
Yeah, so you could just sit here and chill with us. We also don't want.
I could go take the magic stuff you talked about.
But we have a cook-off then.
Hey, what if we have a cook-off? If we win, you have to stay.
Why would I agree to that?
You're not a gambling man?
No, that's not why I went to hell.
Splooge,
Well,
you're
if you
making this
think you-
difficult, man. We're trying to.
"What do you
always
expect,
pretend
dude?
back
I thought I
out.
was gonna get it easy right here, just disappear. You're never gonna see me, know I was here. You come over here smelling me up and everything like that. I get it. I was stuck in a crate for a couple of days. I don't smell good. I get it, man.
Well, don't
but
make
you
me
come
sound
over
like a
here.
creep, Splooge.
You're sniffing me out, dude. I mean, you're the one sniffing people. And I come here and you're just like, oh, well, either you're going to work as a slave for us now or we're going to kill you. It's like, okay.
No,
First
no,
off,
no.
First off, Splooge, that is what he said. All I'm trying to do is, because I've know people in your position, I'm just trying to help, That's all I'm trying to do.
You know what,
That-
Splooge? How about this? If you stay with us, I'll leave you alone.
Can I say something?
Sure.
That's the
I woke up
Yeah.
and I tell him, I was like, don't worry, we're not gonna do slavery anymore. We already agreed on it.
No
We already
more.
agreed on it.
Randall says,
I
"Yippee!"
I'm free.
No, Randall's not a slave. We're paying
Randall,
him.
you're not a slave, you're an employee.
Yeah, you guys do
Yeah.
pay Randall.
I'd say more.
Well, yeah.
We'll give you a fair pay for
What if we
the
put you on
service.
the payroll?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What if we pay you, Splooge?
He kind of
hey.
he looks, his eyes kind of widen a little bit. He goes, "You gonna pay me?"
No.
And give you a place to stay.
Yeah.
Yo, we could turn the ship into a casino, part restaurant. Now that we have a cook on all times.
No.
Mr.
More
Dad.
money. That's more money.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
We'll put you on.
He kind of
the-
he kind of looks around. Yeah, Splooge kind of looks around. And goes,
What's the pay?
What do we pay Randall? We paid him a lot.
"Hey, Randall." a
But
lot."
here's the teach. Yeah, we did pay Randall a lot. Let's say 5% of the restaurant's earnings.
Ooh.
No,
We're giving them
that's a
equity?
Yeah, as soon as you say percentage, Splooge is like, "Oh hell yeah!"
No, sir.
No,
No.
Just
Equity.
he needs to put his magical duct tape back on. Just shh. The
What
adults
if
are
we
talking.
do
Just don't
rock,
mind.
paper, scissors.
Splooge says I've always wanted to be a business partner.
No.
I think we should pay him hourly, not give him a percent of the company.
Yeah, no.
He could work to buy shares in the
Yeah.
company.
Hi, Sharks. I'm here
Alright.
asking for $100,000 for 10% of
what do
my
y'all
company.
think? So what are y'all thinking then? All right.
Splooge,
Y'all
what
not
do you
thinking
wanna
is
pay?
Rock is throwing
Yeah.
ideas out, and everyone else isn't. So.
What I think we need to do first before we obviously he can have a job here, but we also need to sever his connection to Asmodeus.
You're right. We cut his head off. I'm playing.
No, Orion bad.
Pull out the spray bottle like we use on Amara.
Don't spray me. I've got the imp.
What did I do, bro?
Yeah,
I
the
didn't
water
say
hits the water
nothing.
hits Splooge, and he goes,
Oh,
My bad. Wipe it off of him real quick.
Poor guy.
Well, we gotta come to a deal first, or else she's not gonna want us to. Well, Splooge, do you want us to sever the connection with Asmodeus?
He kind of looks. He goes,
I don't know what that means.
So you wouldn't have to work with him anymore. So he has no control over you anymore.
Oh yeah, if I could break my employment contract, I would, but it's kind of forever in hell.
Well, I mean, like I said, we know a person who had a similar contract like that with someone else who was big and evil, and it got severed a long time ago, before I was born. But it got severed, and now she owns a taco truck in the Bronze Keep.
No.
he kind of looks. He goes,
I mean, if you want to try, that's fine, I guess.
Well, Splooge, what do we think about? Couple
What's
gold.
like-
All
a
right,
day.
Splooge. What are we thinking about? 2 gold an hour, and tips included.
he looks. He says,
That's pretty good.
Yeah. 8-hour shifts.
he kind of looks around. He says,
What happens if you can't sever my tie with the ass man?
Truthfully,
We will.
I don't know, but we will try our very best.
We will give it our best.
I said
We know some
just,
people, we have
just
connections.
Release them to the wind. Honestly, I would not prefer to have a guy tied to Asmodeus on the ship.
Well, we've got a guy tied to Vanilla on the ship.
Yeah, but Vanala's asleep right now. It's,
Did he set his alarm?
Well, we'll just give it a try, Splooge, and we'll see what happens.
"All right, you still holding him?"
Yeah, I'm still holding him.
Okay.
Fi, can you go ahead and
He
call
says,
him
"First you
Fi?
smell me, now you're
he's-
holding me."
He's a little chubby, Fi. I think I'm decently strong, but he's got a little weight on him.
What do you want me to do?
Call Patricia?
Okay. All right, I'll ring her up.
Patricia wouldn't be the one to call for that. She can't do it. It requires some kind of
Oh, don't call your mom.
clerical ability.
It's time
call
to
up
sever
Gary.
me.
Call up Gare, but
I mean, that's what you did on Patricia the original time.
So
You can
I guess
always
I can call up the Gare Bear.
You don't even have to call up Gary. I think a car has the spell.
Oh,
Oh, I thought it'd be like a powerful thing.
hey, Car, do you know how to do this? You seem like you would.
There's rolls associated with it, but the spell to do it is not. It's a level 1 spell.
Boy does not care about his employees like that.
Well, this guy's also an imp. If it was a pit fiend, it'd be a little different, but
We can give her a shot.
so go ahead and we'll have you roll.
Or a
I'm
single
gonna,
whiskey.
I'm gonna guidance myself before we even start.
Yeah. So we'll guidance and then a car. Tell me what the ceremony looks like for this.
For what? For an imp?
Yeah, for an I guess it would be an atonement.
It'd either be atonement or dedication.
Yeah, I mean either one is fine. Just whatever you think it looks like visually.
The same runic outer ring with a different inner rune directly underneath him. The inner rune would be Hades. The outer rune would probably be Charon.
Got it.
And there's
Bunch of
usual
summoning
blood
souls.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you guys see a car pull out a sensor, light some of his sage, sets up his runes and stuff like that, and motions for you to put Splooge in the center of the circle.
All right, Splooge, I'm gonna go put you in the circle now. Don't do anything crazy. I'm gonna go set him in the center of the circle.
So, all right, but if I catch burst in the flames or whatever, I'm running.
And I'm just
That'd probably be a smart idea because this ship is made of wood.
Yeah, it's a danger to you and to me.
see we're sacrificing for you already, Splooge.
That's not what's happening right now. But okay.
We are all coming to an agreement that would be bad for all of us.
And you're one of us,
So-
Splooge.
I need a car to roll
But-
either a religion with advantage or an arcana with advantage. I think that'll do it. So you guys watch as over the course of an hour or so, a car does this very long ritual, one by one, making all of the runes light up with different incantations. You guys see as it happens, as all of the runes light up eventually at the end of this hour. You guys see Splooge kind of sitting in this little center. He's kind of like stuck there now. He can't leave the circle. And you guys watch out of nowhere a beam of kind of bluish light, and you guys watch from Splooge, like the back of his neck, shooting downwards, shooting down into the ground. Is a kind of red, like long, probably quarter-inch thick red tether. A car reaches out, pulls out this kind of ritualistic-looking dagger with runes on the side. They light up, and he just cuts the cord.
Oh.
So, what? Who is a car? Who are you? Who is he dedicated to now?
To a car.
Hades to be safe.
Hades? Okay. So you guys watch as Splooge, he kind of stands there, and as this red cord gets severed, he like twitches a little bit, and his skin starts to turn gray, and you watch that cord as it like hits the ground, starts to rise back up. This time it's blue and connects at the back of his neck, and you watch as Splooge's skin turns from this like pallid red and gray into this like dark blue, almost black color, and his horns turn into this purple color. His eyes are like this bright gold, and he goes,
I didn't expect a makeover.
It happened with Patricia too, from what I was told.
This is interesting.
and you look at his body, and you see his body's a little bit less like tired looking now. Like he's still a little imp, but he looks a little bit more muscular. A little bit of the pudge is gone.
Well, Splooge, what do you think?
How do you feel?
Because I feel all right. I feel like a little different now, but hey, we'll find out if it worked.
I think it did.
So, well, I guess that deal's still on the table. 2 gold a day plus tips, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll set it tentatively for now. You want me to just hang out on the ship? What?
Yeah, you acquaint
Yeah.
yourself with Randall, the Bullywugs. Only one of them really speaks common.
One of the bullywugs found me, but he couldn't tell what I was. So like he opened the thing and he walked away because he didn't realize what I was.
I'm gonna.
That
look
sounds
at
like the
Rock.
Bullywugs.
I'm gonna look at Rock. And Rock's just gonna stare into the abyss.
Rock stares into the
Oh,
nothing.
sorry. My
He
mic
comes
is
back,
muted.
people
I
die
said
every
I'll
day.
handle it. My mic is muted. I said I'll handle it.
Die every day.
Before we leave, I would like to have an interaction with all of my bullywugs.
Sure. They're all playing like cards on the second deck right now.
But they're playing incorrectly.
The cards are they're playing with sideways cards. But they're all there. All of the bullywugs are there on the second deck if you want to talk to them.
Yeah, I go up to the second deck and I talk to him. I tell him, all right, y'all failed. And I've told one of y'all saw the imp and didn't report it. All right, I don't expect y'all to handle it, but I expect to know about it. I want you to know this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. All y'all line up, put your hands on the deck.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Did you pray today? Did you pray today?
If you
Their asses
did,
Horrifying.
that's
Bullywug.
crazy.
Rock carrying out child abuse.
Did you pray today?
Oh.
Did you pray today?
God damn.
Corporal punishment.
Their parents signed a waiver.
Oh, no, please.
Does Rock get the message across?
Right, yeah, Rock reprimands his bullywugs.
Well, what do you expect, dude? Like, I grew up in a fucking warring culture.
I expected like a military punishment, like, oh, we're gonna run After something.
Do you abuse
all
them?
I'm
What do you
saying-
do? What the fuck do you do?
Imagine
all I'm
you're in the
saying
army, your
is-
drill sergeant's like, all right, soldier, bendo.
And no words
Well,
for the
I didn't mean to say deck. I meant to say bulkhead.
Uh,
Put their hands against the wall. Like corporal punishment.
horrible.
All right, y'all talking about this, but corporal punishment was a real punishment they used to give soldiers, right?
Oh,
You used
I
to get
know,
whipped
I
on
know.
your back.
Yeah, but lashing's a little different from a principal paddling.
That's crazy. I can't lie.
hey,
These are
if
my-
it
these are my
works,
children.
yeah, his children, he's got to let them know.
These are my boys.
Mm-hmm.
That, and, I'm just saying, I'm being easier on them than my father. My father would have beat my ass to a pulp.
Oh no.
True. Rock's
I think
dad
I
would have
became
just
good
beat
at
him to
fighting.
near death.
Like, how do you think I got?
That's what
good
you
at
get for getting
fighting?
a C on that test.
Oh,
Yeah, it was-
Bow!
You're just laying on the ground going,
No, Dad, please.
2 broken arms.
No teeth. We'll fix you.
I'll see you at 6 in the morning.
Be ready for training tomorrow.
Oh no.
All right.
Don't you get
so
grabbed,
you
boy.
guys clear Moya, found Splooge. What's next for the day?
Mm,
Oh, I want to go to that lady's class still.
Yeah, sure.
She's doing that.
Is anybody gonna go with Rock or?
Do I have her class?
I mean, it's an open lab. You don't have to have the class to go in there and use the library and just read.
I'll go. I'll go.
I thought it was
I'll
also
go.
like questions, like talking.
It is, yeah. She's again, it's an open lab. Like she's there to talk to people. The library is open for full access. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go.
yeah, we'll go.
Well,
So everybody, what you got?
oh, I was just gonna say while they're doing that, can I just, stay on Moya and just check how things are going and
Yeah, well, I assumed you'd done that before you left and everything. So while everyone else
Right.
is doing their thing, you go check her on Moya. Her neural nexus seems pretty much back to normal. She heals pretty quick when she has downtime. So like most of the flesh damage that was done from Namtar and stuff is pretty much healed over at this point and regenerated. She's in pretty good shape. I mean, the bosuns and stuff here do good work.
Well, they do that. I want to go to that professor to see if he has another vision for me.
Sure. So Maddie, do you not want to go to either of these things and you just want to stay with Moya? Is that what it is?
I mean if Caleb's going to see that professor, I'll go with him. I just wanted to do a once over on Moya, check everything down there. Make
No,
sure
she looks great. I mean, in the 24 or so hours that you've been back home, like they do really good work here.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Just wanted to check in on my girl.
Gotcha. So Orion's going to Professor Valentine. Does anybody want to go with Orion? I don't know what a car and fire are up to, so
I gotta go with my partner in crime.
I guess I can go with Orion too.
all right. Yu-Gi-Oh, you're gonna go where?
So between Talon.
We can also just do these things separately, and everybody can go to both of them.
Yeah, we just do that.
Yeah.
If we've got time in the day.
Who's
we'll...
anonymous
Yeah,
goose?
yeah. This is like a free day for you guys. You
Yeah.
pretty much can do whatever you want.
Then we'll go to the lecture. Talon with
Alright.
Talon.
So you guys, yeah, it's around noon now. The lecture is from like noon to like 4 or 5-ish, whenever you want, but you can come and go as you please. You guys walk in, you see the same area early. You see the Jared and Interfere and the rest of the party were moved to another area that's more of a hospital that she had mentioned, like that's below the building. And you guys see as you walk in, you guys see tons of different people. You guys see some people that look like strict clerics. You guys see some wizards that seem to be looking around, reading some druids that seem to be reading like nature-based kind of religious books. All kinds of stuff. There's a couple of people like talking to Professor Talonrook, asking her questions about this, that, and the other. A couple of people practicing like minor cleric spells and stuff in different corners of the room on objects. It's pretty full though. There's probably a good like 30 other people here besides you guys.
I go find a seat.
Yeah. You guys can sit down, walk around, find books, whatever you want. Rock, what did you want to talk to her about?
Just about how to channel divine energy, and like tell her about the experience I had with the prayer that I did.
Yeah. You kind of wait till the line dies down. After like 15 or 20 minutes, there's like an opening and you walk forward. She kind of turns and looks. Her head kind of like cocks like a weird like owl movement way. Her body's like facing straight, and her head turns a full like 90 degrees to look at you. She says, "Ah, good to see you back here so soon. I didn't know that you were interested in this kind of thing."
I'm discovering religion, and I would like to talk to you about something that I experienced. I said a prayer to, how do you pronounce the dead goddess's name? Kuliak?
Kulayak.
Kuliak. I said a prayer to Kuliak, and I felt like she touched me. Like I was able to. That sounded weird.
Goddamn.
I felt like I felt her presence.
Professor
And I
Tallerman
like
looks
to
at you,
feel
and yeah, as you're talking, she's like listening and taking this, and she says, "It's not often somebody born strictly of combat and blood finds religion, but it is not unheard of. Um, do you, if I may ask, um, do you pull divinity for your combat prowess already?
I do.
Then, in my eyes, it is only becoming an exploration of what has granted you this divinity for so long. It's not about you finding a new god. I think it's about you finding the god that was giving you the power in the first place. There are some people, I will say, that can access divinity with no connections to gods. And they exist, they are rare, but they are often at a disadvantage to those who are able to channel true divinity, especially those with close connections to their gods or gods with, let's say, less followers and more power to distribute between them.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know much about the gods except the little my mother taught me.
As well, the Goliath gods are interesting in the way that, unlike most of human or elven or dwarven gods, where a cleric simply chooses their god and worships that divinity and gains power, Goliath gods choose who they give their divinity to very carefully. It's not up to the choice of the person, it is up to the choice of the deity. So there is probably some long-standing connection you've had with whatever is granting you your divinity, and exploring it would only, I think, make you more potent at what you use it for.
How would I explore it?
Well, from my roster, although I did not see you, I know you're enrolled in my class. We have, in my actual lecture class, we have slots for both clerics and paladins. I would recommend that you explore a little bit the more martial side of divinity. Maybe looking into something like a paladin path, finding an oath maybe connected to your ancient ancestors or something of the like, and that would allow you to actually channel the magic as opposed to just using it strictly for, survival purposes.
Oh, okay. And I had another question I wanted to ask her. Can't remember right now.
Fair enough.
That's what it is. Do I have to go into a hunger to like expose my armor, or does it just like can I just like pull it out whenever I want?
I mean, if to like throw the full suit on, yeah, but if you wanted to like, have an arm or something come out, that's fine. You could do that.
Yeah, I also like channel out an arm, and I was like, and then there's also this. I like reach my hand out to her to like show her.
Yeah. She kind of looks at it. She raises her hand over it, and she casts Divine Sense. She kind of looks down at it, studies it, says, "It is a strange piece. It seems to have remnants of a divinity in it, though not the whole thing. A useful tool if you can manage it."
Ongoing struggle. It is an ongoing struggle.
It says, "Artifacts like this have been known to, over time, take the mind of their wearer, so I know it's not as simple as you just taking it off, but I would at least consider the importance of ensuring this thing cannot at any given moment rip your mind away from you." Usually with these items, there's a set of conditions that must be met for you to unlock their full use.
Oh yeah, well, I know, but does Rock know the conditions?
Yeah,
Like,
Rock knows, yeah.
okay. Yeah, Rock's like tells her, like, yeah, I know. The armor told me when I donned it, its conditions.
Says, yes, they tend to be quite difficult conditions to meet and usually strong entities contained. Most of these items are made with the intention that the person will never complete their goals, so something to consider.
How does one absorb another piece? Because, well, my understanding is this is a fragment of a dead god, but there's other fragments out there. Can I absorb the other pieces? And if so, how do I do it?
As far as how it is done, I think it will vary depending on the artifact itself. I think it will be different for every item like this, but in general, being in proximity along with some kind of ritual should do the job.
Okay.
Very well. Any more questions, Mr. Lionsman?
No, that was all the question I had for him.
Yeah, and as you're talking, you see like a line of more students building up behind you.
Can I take a quick glance around, see who looks like any student that like sticks out the most about leadership?
Yeah, you
Looks
look
like a
around.
good
I mean,
leader.
there seem to be like a big variant of students here. Really, right now, there's only a couple of like the actual clerics and paladins in here. A lot of them are busy doing other stuff. But you see a couple of like clerical individuals in like long, kind of dark gray robes. You see one that has like a kind of a green robe with like a band wrapped around his arm that he's like feverishly like wrapping and unwrapping, inhumanly tight. He's a dragonborn individual. But he's got this like red band wrapped around his arm, and he keeps wrapping it around his arm so tightly it looks like it hurts, and then unwrapping it and doing it over and over again as he's kind of like leafing through library shelves. You see one individual who's like kind of wearing like a kind of bluish half plate armor. He's got kind of longer brown hair and green eyes. He's kind of saying he's got like a mace on his side. But there's just not a ton of the actual class here today.
Okay, I'll move on then.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions for Professor Talonrook while you're here?
I think I do now.
Nothing? From nobody?
Something I could think of. I mean, it's not really Fi's wheelhouse.
Yeah, fair
Not
enough.
really Orion's domain.
All right. So then all of you will head off, and you'll head towards the Witherbloom swamps toward Dean Valentine's lecture area. You guys walk there. It takes you about 30 or 40 minutes. You walk through the main campus down to the kind of southeast area. Walk through the Witherbloom campus of Elmoria. You're kind of leading the way through here, which is kind of intuitive for you. You lead through back to that giant opening with the large tree house and the stairs that kind of come down around it with the podium in the middle. As you do so, it's the middle of the day, so it is office hours for him, but you see he's kind of like there are like magical trees that grow over the opening during the day to block the sunlight out. And he's kind of standing at the podium. The cistern of like blood is still there, but there's also like he's got like a bunch of stack of he seems to be like grading papers.
I'll go walk up to him and be like, Professor Valentine?
He says, Without looking, he says,
Ah, Mr. Nightbane. Good to have you back at school.
Yeah, almost didn't make it back after last little adventure. I don't know.
Yes, I smell your adventures all over you.
We, I'm sure you could smell, but kind of came face to face with Asmodeus, and it was very humbling, to say the
He's
least.
an imposing entity. I've met him once before.
Like I was coming to ask. I know you said that these visions kind of come and go, but I was seeing if maybe there was another one, or
he looks at you and he says,
At this point, you will know when they come better than I. You are free to use the cistern whenever you like to try.
well, I appreciate it. I had asked Hades where I kind of get the sensitivity to it from, and he said it was something to do with the genetics and ingesting blood from others kind of can hold their memories or visions in a way.
he looks at you and he says,
Many like us left, even among our races. There are people like you and me who have always been able to extract information from blood. There are stories that say who I would guess is our relatives, not just mine, came from the abyss itself, the very first people before Orcus in the Demon Wars, that there was a great humanoid people that fed on life force.
Wait, he just said Orcus?
yeah.
Oh,
Nothing seemed to happen when he said it.
What? What?
He definitely sees my eyes kind of widen in a shock.
He looks at you and he smiles and he goes,
Are you scared, my boy?
I was under the impression that that name held a lot of power to be said.
he looks at you and he says,
It would if I had not spent the past hundreds of years defending myself from such paltry backup plans. I do not believe in the hiding of information.
and he kind of points around and you see in the circle of the area that he's in, all of the trees, like there's a bunch of giant redwoods that all kind of line this area. You see there are very specific and runes that none of you know the language of, carved into each tree that are that started glowing. Whatever he said the name.
You say our relatives, Professor Valentine, from the Abyss. Does our mean me and you, or everybody together?
I think it means me and you.
Could you explain that a little more? I'm not familiar.
I do not believe you and I are cousins or close relatives, but I think we both descend from the first people who rose from the abyss as the demons were birthed, ran out of their homes.
Well, I'm gonna go drown myself now.
Very well. And as a parting note, the reason I believe what I do is because this trait you and I seem to share has appeared in no other genetic profile besides theirs in history.
Is there anybody else on campus like us?
My nephew.
Your nephew?
I believe you've met him.
Clarence.
Clarence?
Yes.
Oh,
you know that.
I thought he was a not very gifted with many abilities.
He isn't, but his genetic bloodline has made it so he inherited our gift. And though he is not a vampire or somebody who consumes blood, it is worth preserving.
True. I'm gonna go kneel down and dip my head in.
Yeah. So you walk over, and all of you see Orion was talking to this individual. You guys saw these runes light up, and everything like that. And anybody who wants can roll an Arcana check on these runes.
Pretty good Arcana. I shall do. Wow, I don't know anything.
Nothing.
There's some trees here.
Pretty tree.
Trees.
You're pretty.
Damn.
It's not wrong.
Hey, I'm with you.
So Akar and Valmoria, both of you guys look at these runes as they light up, and you see, even without hearing the conversation, hearing this fellow say Orcus, see these runes light up. Valmoria and Akar, you both recognize this as like some kind of pre-abyssal, but from the abyss protection circle that does not allow magic to move in or out, and that's the only reason nothing happened when he said the name.
Interesting.
Yeah. You do notice, even from the runes, like even from what it has, the runes that are there are struggling. You think this can only cover a very small area, and Valentine is already pushing how much it can cover. Like you see some of the runes start to shake in the trees as they're like struggling to hold whatever magic he just released by saying the name in.
So would that mean like the more he says the name, like the more like it causes them to struggle more with the amount of times he says
It's
the
possible.
name?
Yeah, it's possible.
Ooh, Valentine.
I mean, if he keeps saying the name, that's on him.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to reap the repercussions of whatever he does.
While you guys discuss, I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Yeah, I mean, we physically can't say it.
Yeah. I want to know how he did that. He don't like me.
Why don't you think he likes you?
Because when he said, if you think, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something about nature people. He doesn't like druids. Like, flat out.
I just remember
Does-
him not fucking with Rowan because he was like, fuck the Raven Queen or something like that.
Maybe I'll try and talk to him after you do your little deep dive
Yeah.
into the bloodbath.
Hopefully I don't see all of you dead again. That would be kind of an L.
You just see us all dying in hell.
Yeah.
So you see everybody else dead and Orion running to the song. I'm still standing.
I see Splooge standing over all our dead bodies.
He
Victorious.
said, I'm free!
I realized I did some IRL fi stuff today. I had to build a wheelchair ramp.
We-
Why are we
He
talking about
said, "What is
wheelchairs?
it?" It's
He said he was
funny.
doing
Huh?
IRL 5 stuff.
I had to build a wheelchair ramp.
All right. So, anybody while Orion's dunking his head in the blood, we'll get to that in a second. Does anybody else want to go say anything to Valentine, discuss anything?
I do, but he don't
Go for
like me. So I cautiously approach. And
As
I'm
you
like,
do so, he kind of like looks up to you and he says,
Mrs. Evergreen, to what do I have the pleasure?
I was just noticing while you and my friend Orion were talking that these runes on these trees like lit up and were, shaking and all this stuff, and I was can kind of see what they are, but I don't know that much about it. I was wondering if you could explain it to me. How exactly it protects from everything going out.
he looks around and he says,
It is a ancient language from before spells were written. It, shall I say, predates known magic. It is something I found after many years of study, and it is not impervious, yes, but it allows me and my students in this room to speak of what they see in their divinations freely. As you might imagine, some students in the past have had rather intense visions with sensitive information, and if a student were to come out of a vision and perhaps say a name they were not supposed to, and I had no protections, what would happen?
Very bad things, one can presume. So does it have like a, not limit, but how much of these, things that are not supposed to be spoken about can it contain before it cracks? Or will it crack? I
He
guess
looks
is
at you and
my-
he says,
I do not know.
Oh. Well, what would happen if it did crack? God forbid.
Then the protections would be lost, and any residing magic within this bubble would be released into the world.
Oh. Well, that's not good. Is there a way to, like, I don't know. You probably wouldn't know either, but like extend it or like
As of now, the
release the magic.
circle is the largest it can be, any larger, and it would not hold. I understand your concerns, Mrs. Evergreen, but I have been doing this for a very long time. And if
Yes,
something
sir.
were to happen, then something happens. There is no progress without risk. I would hope you would agree.
Oh, completely. And I meant no disrespect. I'm mainly just curious. I haven't seen anything like this before, and I was just wanting to learn about it. Absolutely no disrespect at all.
I applaud you for having an interest in darker magics. Many other druidic students in my past have had real issue with some of the practices I employ.
I mean, everybody likes different things, but there's no shame in learning and exploring, I don't think, at least. I mean, something new to me, something that I've never seen, and it seems to be working and doing things that I've never seen before. So why not ask questions and learn more about it?
he kind of looks you up and down. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check real quick.
Again. This is gonna be shit.
7. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
Gotta do a flash of genius just to
Yeah,
throw it up a little.
that'd put you at a 13. Yeah, 13's fine. He kind of looks at you. He says,
Well, Mrs. Evergreen, I'm sure you are aware I am not often a fan of having people of your disposition in my class, but if you truly have interest, maybe attend an after-hours session with Mr. Orion, and I can teach you a little of these runes.
That's much appreciated, yes. I would definitely love to learn more. 100%.
Very well.
and as that... Oh, go ahead. Yeah, please do go
I
ahead.
thank him for the opportunity.
Mhm.
Appreciate it. Even though he doesn't like my people, I get it. We're not for everyone, but
Yeah.
knowledge is knowledge.
So as that conversation is ending, Orion, you walk up to the cistern and you kind of shove your face into the blood, take a big inhale. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check with advantage.
All right.
18. So you put your face into the pool, and for a while it just feels like you're kind of choking on blood and swimming. It's like you're looking for something, and eventually you find yourself in this kind of... It feels like you're in an underwater hallway. You see the walls around you are red. You're floating in blood that is somehow opaque enough for you to see through. And ahead of you, you see hundreds of doors lining the hallway.
Hmm. Can I... Is there anything like on the walls, like markings or murals? Or...
There's paintings, there's ancient murals, and the thing is, with all of the paintings and murals, none of them are anything that you recognize. There are like and the paintings and murals, they move and they shift. It's not like they're just paintings, they're playing out the events that happen in these paintings. As you walk by, you see ones of giant wars between creatures that you don't recognize at all, things that look kind of like demons, but they're these huge masters of flesh. They have singular eyes and these huge gaping mouths, running at devils armed with, copper and bronze swords and weapons. there's all kinds of different battles. You see, fields of human men going to war with each other. You see giant battlefields, mountaintops, a monastery that is just instantly covered in a white flame that's lined in black. It almost looks like it's cel shaded. And you in this vision, even though, or not in the vision, in this picture that you're looking at, even though it's just a picture you're watching play out, you feel as this fire hits up, tens of thousands of souls died in this event as you're passing by. And there's hundreds of these paintings as you walk down the hall.
So is there like a single door at the end of the hallway, or is they all?
There's
just
hundreds of
others?
doors line the hallway. Yeah, I mean, like the hallway seems endless. There doesn't seem to be an end to it.
Can I like peek through one and see if it like shows that battle actually happening?
You try and open one of the doors to like stick your head through, and it doesn't budge at first. You get a sense that it's not gonna let you in unless you're committed.
Unless I'm committed. Committed to seeing it?
Like it doesn't want you like peeking your head in and going back out. Either you open the door and walk in, or the door won't open.
Dang, and there's hundreds of these.
Mm-hmm.
Do they all look the same, or do they have different symbols on the door? And stuff?
Yeah, all the doors look the same. They all seem to be this kind of black, almost like ebony colored door with a bright silver handle that's kind of lined in this white door frame.
All right, I'm gonna pick a random door. Whatever this D100 lands on is the door I'm gonna open. Door 6.
Okay, you rolled an 18 on investigation, so you kind of like walk/wade through, swim through this blood that's filling the hallway. You don't need to breathe at the moment. You're just kind of moving through, and you come to the 6th door. It's a door on your right, and you see the painting next to it is an ancient-looking city, one of like technologies you can't recognize, but it also looks prehistoric in the way that these buildings are a lot more round and cylindrical. They're built into the ground itself, into mountains, and you see this huge city built into the side of a mountain. The painting does have a label on it. Let me find the name. The label on the bottom of the painting says the Great City of Ungora.
Ungora. Ungorra.
Yeah.
Miungora.
And then you see a bugbear at the end of the hallway.
My kingdom.
I just continue walking in.
Okay. So you walk up to the door next to the painting, and you grasp the door handle, you turn it, and you step through. And as you step through, you see what was in the painting. You are in the middle of this huge city metropolitan. It makes Stratus look like a dinky small town, going on for hundreds of miles. You see buildings floating up in the air, lights blinking off of them, different kinds of magical aircraft floating, people on magical like carpets and stuff flying through the air, all different levels. It's almost got like a Star Wars like Coruscant aesthetic, where the buildings are like thousands of feet tall with hundreds of stories. You see on the ground levels, plenty of normal people walking around, but even among these normal people, you see what you are imagining to be incredibly powerful wizards with their crazy pointy caps and fancy robes, walking around with their tomes. You see some like huge looking warriors in this like, shining gray armor, walking and patrolling the streets. And as you're walking, you see what looks to be a 25-foot tall automaton wreathed in pure silver and blue, kind of just doosh, doosh through the street. He's got probably a 14-foot long sword on his back.
God damn.
Just kind of patrolling through the streets. If you want, I will let you roll a perception check with advantage on the automaton.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay, so this automaton, one, is powered by pure aether.
Mm-hmm.
So this automaton is connected to the weave, like to magic. Secondly, the sword on his back, you think, does damage based on the highest level spell slot somebody has.
God damn. None of us would even be able to wield that thing, though. It's 14 feet long.
Yeah, it's huge. Probably weighs 1,000 pounds at least. And he's walking through. You see, like he's got like jet thrusters on his back to help propel him forward. You see behind him like two of these like more like four-wheeled vehicles, except instead of the wheels they have like walking legs, like crawlers walking forward on platforms with guards armed with these like arcane cannons kind of standing on and walking by. You see people are happy. There's a market in the center of the square. People are trading fruits and vegetables you don't even recognize as things that aren't, growable in your time. Children running around free. There's a couple of children playing like knuckle bones in the corner and stuff, throwing it down, and they're like trading for like a couple of pieces of copper. There's, candy shops, there's entertainment stores, all kinds of stuff. And you walk through the city for what seems like ever, and it just seems like this beautiful, wonderful, amazing place. And you think back on it, and as you reach the peak of the city, you look out and you realize that you're on top of the Stone Storm Mountains.
The Stone Storm Mountains. Let me look at the map real quick. Okay. So we are. So I would have had
Now the continent looked very different in this time. The continent does not look anything like, but that mountain range still existed.
Okay.
Sorry, that was an accident.
Persuaded nobody.
Orion's not convinced.
But you see like this continent, and you do notice that it's spread out differently, that there are, even off of the coast that you can see way off in the distance with your keen sight, there are islands out there. I mean, there are, you can see cities in the distance. There's a forest off probably a few thousand miles that way. Again, your insane vision is the only reason you can see any of that, and because of your height, the height of where you are. But you see that the continent that you're on is now laid out completely differently. Things are not how they are in your time. And you get the distinct feeling that this vision is a time not like when Dagger and Gary were around. This is about 10,000 years before you guys.
Can I try to talk to anybody, like the big automaton or?
Oh yeah, as you walk by, you notice that people aren't even looking at you. It doesn't seem like you exist. You're just an onlooker.
I imagine I can't try to aether walk right now to see like if anything happens.
You could try. Yeah, you could try.
Yeah, I'll try. Would I have to roll Arcana or something?
No. So you just kind of step through into the ethereal, and as you do, you notice that like in this place, like there's like an orderly procession of souls, and they're just going where they need to go. Like things are right in this time. Like you're walking through, and you just see a orderly procession of souls. None of them are stuck in this world. None of them are hateful. They all lived happy and full lives, just progressing where they need to go.
Do I see any like posters or anything of like a name of like maybe like a big celebrity or a big name at the time?
You do. You see a poster with two names on it. You see it's like a ad poster, and it says interested in the sorcerers. It says are you interested in the Sorcerers Academy? Reach out to. Let me check the name for this one. There's actually a few names on this sheet. All right. It says, are you interested in the Sorcerers Academy? Reach out to Eleanor Dracos. And then underneath, there's a like little snippet of information. It says the Sorcerers Academy, formed by Tirsan Fairfoot and Ascilla Demir, to raise the youth and teach them the magical prowess needed to succeed in this time.
Tirsan Fairfoot. The other names sound new, but that one sounds kind of familiar.
You know somebody with the last name Fairfoot.
Yeah. Also, the other one was Ascilla Demir.
Demir. That sounds really familiar.
I bet it does.
You actually know several people with the last name Fairfoot.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
There's a couple people in the party who have the answers to what you're looking for right now.
Yeah.
We're not in the vision.
It's true. But you see a sign that says, well, I just mean out of game too. Like your characters don't know who the characters are, but.
Okay.
Out of game, does anybody recognize those names?
I recognize Fairfoot.
Well,
the other
obviously.
one. Yeah, obviously, but the other ones don't really ring a bell.
I recommend all of you look at the characters that are in your like character thing right now.
What were the names?
Asilla Demir and Tirsan Fairfoot.
I know that name.
There you go.
Estok
I know
Kareem?
he's. I know he's.
You don't see that name yet,
Okay.
but from what you know about Estok out of game,
Yeah. Big sword man.
What?
So yeah, it says a sorcerer's. They call it the Sorcerer's Academy, but it's like a sorcerer artificer academy because there's a wizard school here, but there weren't schools for other types of things. And Tirsan is a sorcerer, and Asilla is an artificer, so they made their own school. Additionally, you see. So you're just like looking for signs for a little while. Basically,
Yeah. I'm just
Okay.
kind of looking around.
There's another sign you see that says it's like an ad for like craftsmen wanted. It says if interested, contact Eurixus Annam, leader. It's Hand of the Forge is his name.
Eurixus Annam.
Yeah, which I'll tell you right now, that's Ethan's character.
Yeah, I figured.
There is another sign that is a let me see. There's another sign for a hunter-gatherers guild that is ran by a man named Anubis Anareth, who also goes by the name of Ranger Rick.
Whoa!
Oh my god. Fire, you good?
That wasn't fire. That was me.
Ranger Rick is an old pull, but I'll tell you, in the original campaign, Dagger's character, he ended up picking levels in Druid, and the story reason we wrote is because Dagger had a bunch of like kids when he was a book called Ranger Rick books that were like those old like Zoopedia like magazine books, and Ranger Rick was the guy who wrote the books.
Pulled a Glupshido on me.
I did. You do see that there is an ad for guardsmen and watchmen put out by S. Corinne. And then and then you also see a ad for a monastery / temple in town that is ran by two individuals. One is named Masirian Thal, and the other is named Neris Voltiel.
Something's telling me one of them's a drunken master.
Could be. And you walk around the city for a while, and you kind of notice these names. These seem to be important people, but you also notice that these people seem to be in positions of like they make the city run. But you notice a lot of names out there are like of city officials. So it seems like these names, these are not the aristocracy. These are the people that actually make shit happen.
Yeah.
And then everybody else in the city is at least the higher ups are like hubris-ridden wizards who don't really care about people as long as they keep gaining knowledge.
Okay.
So like the place seems perfect, but only because it's convenient for the wizards to have a perfect society.
Yeah.
But that's what you get from walking through, and you walk through the city for a number of hours in this vision. Just seeing more of these automatons, all kinds of just technology you don't recognize. You see like some machinery in the shape of like small animals like beetles or other things kind of crawling along the ground with like super thick defensive shells all through the city. And as you walk forward, you see on the road you're walking on, which seems to be the main path, there seems to be at the top of the tower a huge monastery kind of temple built that also seems to double as like a town hall where like the aristocracy and stuff goes for their meetings and their councils and stuff. And additionally, behind that, coming out of the mountain, you see a giant like steam engine built into the mountain itself, kind of shooting out like it seems to be helping to power the city.
Can I go check out the monastery?
Yeah, it's still a ways walk, but
Mhm.
it's like the way you're headed. So
Okay.
you head down, and as you head towards the monastery, you notice a severe increase in guards. Like
Mhm.
there are guards lining every corner, and you start to hear some of them call out and say things. Some of them are like,
Heard the guests are getting here soon. We need to make sure the streets are safe for when they arrive. Heard the wizards up top are real I don't want to say, but I've heard they've got some important doings for this council meeting.
Oh, it'd be nice if I could talk to him.
it would. But that's what you get as you walk by,
Mhm.
and as you walk forward, again, you're just kind of an onlooker at this. You walk through into the monastery, and you see that there are guards lining the walls, 2 automatons with these giant swords standing in front of the door at the ready. Their swords kind of in front of them with their hands on the pommel. There's, dozens of armed guards on the walls and stuff like that. And as you enter, you see a slew of different, like, what seem to be very, very well-off wizards wearing clothes lined with gold, all of these fancy amulets, magical items just dripping off of them, all kinds of stuff. They seem to be, like, speaking in the courtyard and everything like that. You also see all 7 of the individuals you saw signs for here. They seem to be kind of speaking with each other. It seems like they all know each other rather well.
Rick. Sorry.
And they're having a conversation on their own. Other people will come up and leave and things like that. So as you're watching, you stand there for a good 10-15 minutes listening to these people talk. Nothing of note, just talking about the things that are happening in their time, that kind of thing. And eventually you hear from the gate a guard announce. He says, "All heed, it's a new arrival. The emissary of the Raven Queen has arrived."
The emissary of the
You watch.
Raven Queen.
You watch as this kind of like steam carriage comes in, no horses. An individual on the front, instead of reins, he's got like a steering wheel on the front of the carriage. And he's kind of driving it.
Mhm.
And he pulls up, kind of turns it to the side and everything like that. And the door, a servant walks up, the door opens, and out of it you watch step a tall elven man with long kind of black hair, very thin, gaunt face. He's got on his left arm a giant golden pauldron, like a huge shoulder piece that goes down to a gauntlet. And he's wearing no other armor besides that. Regular clothes, a black robe, and a symbol of the Raven Queen. You see his hands are claws.
Oh shit! Is it Sabir?
No.
Is it
Way before Sabir.
It's Vanala?
What'd you call me?
As you think that, the servant says, "My lord Vanala, your quarters are ready." And he bows.
Oh shit!
You watch Vanala as he looks down. He kind of puts his hand on the servant's shoulder. He says, "There is no need to bow to me, my friend. Let us go." And they walk forward.
He doesn't notice me, right?
No.
Okay, good.
No. He walks forward into the castle, and everyone else kind of stays and connoiters for a little bit. What are you doing?
As everybody's kind of connoitering, I guess I want to follow behind Vanala. Or is he?
Yeah, no, he walks forward. He's following the servant. He like says hi to he greets a couple of people. Weirdly enough, you see him walk up and have an extended conversation with Masiri Unthal.
Mhm.
They seem to be on good terms. Because Gabe, you know this. Orion could put it together. Vanala is acting as emissary of the Raven Queen, but Masiri in this time is the champion of the Raven Queen.
Mhm. Okay.
So they have a conversation. They seem to be very friendly and everything like that. Vanala turns. He follows the servant, who and like you watch as Vanala, like some of his bags come out. You see Vanala carry some of his own bags as he walks inside and everything like that. And shortly after, you watch getting out of the carriage a tall elven woman with blonde hair and 2 children.
Oh, one of the kids is Sabir.
Oh goodness.
You look at the kids and neither of them look like Sabir. They look normal.
Oh, they're both severe.
Oh.
I'm gonna say even then you look at them and it is a boy and a girl, but they physically don't look like Sabir.
Yeah, because he's. Oh my.
Can I? Huh. It's not Sabir, and it doesn't look. I mean, the boy would at least look like him, right? Or no? I don't
He
know.
looks. He has Vanala's features, but he doesn't have the appearance Sabir does. His fingers are normal. He doesn't have the eyes. His ears are a normal length.
Hmm. So is Vanala's family like staying here, or are they just here for like?
They shortly follow after him.
Okay,
They're like probably
yeah.
50 feet behind.
I'll keep going with them then.
You watch the woman get out, and she kind of like pats her daughter on the head, and she's like, "Come on now, we don't want to fall too far behind."
Yeah, I'll just follow behind them.
All right. So they head in. Vanala kind of leads the way, and eventually the servant takes them up a few flights of stairs and into this large, kind of huge suite room with a few bedrooms in it. And the kids run off instantly, go start jumping on the bed, and Vanala kind of sits down, puts his bag down. He nods at the servant. He says, "I thank you for your service." And as his wife walks in the room, he kind of sighs a little bit, and he's like, I wish I did not have to bring you and the kids with me for this." And you see the woman kind of like, as the door closes, you see like a sense of worry come over her face, and she's like, "You do not have to do this. We can go somewhere else. We can leave." He looks, he says, "Well, I've had my choice taken from me. And it's either this city or you. And I've made my choice." And Vanala stands up, walks out of the room. You see the woman kind of sit on the bed and stand there. Or just sit on the bed and stay there. He walks straight out of the room and to the left. So do you follow him?
Yes.
Okay. You walk out, and you see as he is walking, there's a sense of purpose in his step now, a goal, and he walks straight back out to the courtyard, where everybody is. You see that in the courtyard there's a giant podium, and behind it there's a huge like stained glass wall, probably 300 or 400 feet tall, with an image of the creation of Angora, like all of these people, building the city on their backs and everything like that. It's kind of dark when you look at it. It's a city built on the back of millions of people, is what the imagery is, kind of crushing them. And you see there's this huge podium in front. You see Vanala walks straight up to the podium and puts his finger to his throat and casts thaumaturgy. And he says, "My friends, you've asked me here for a council meeting, so I say let us begin. I bring tidings from the Raven Queen of your city." And there's like a slight pause as everyone kind of phones in and listens really hard for a second. He says, "I have been told by my mother that there are dark forces coming for your city. That things better left in the shadows have decided it is time to return to the world once more. I come to tell you this, to tell you to prepare while you can. Or so I had wished." There's a slight pause and a slight rumble of like, what? He says, "I recently was given a task. One that brings me no joy or pleasure. But if any of you were in my situation, you would do the same. I am sad to confess that I am the dark force coming for you." And he reaches up, and you see he grabs the pauldron on his left shoulder and just rips it off really quick, and you see his left arm is covered in sores and rot and plague. And you get a feeling instantly that in this time, Vanala was a healer, but he didn't heal traditionally. He absorbed. Because rot is his domain. It's the only way he can heal. And you see his arm covered with this rot, he reaches out to the crowd of people, a tear rolling down his face. He says, I am sorry for what comes next. And instantly, thousands of years of plagues and sicknesses that killed primordials are set loose on this city. You see most of the wizards die from their skin melting off. You see instantly Tirsan and Asiladamir both throw up huge shield spells to protect them and get their party out of there, their individuals out of there. The few wizards that remain, you see, are standing there coughing. Most of them, their skin is boiling and pustules are already forming, blood dripping out of their eyes and their ears. He looks around, he says, this is not what I wanted, but they have always said I was born to be a harbinger. And he snaps both of his fingers, and the stained glass wall behind him shatters as a giant arm, dark and gray, covered in claws, shoots out and grabs a handful of the wizards, pulls it back in, and you hear the sound of chewing.
Oh, fuck.
Vanala turns around and looks at the figure who steps out from the stained glass. He stands 200 feet tall. You see horns that ascend to the heavens, arms bigger than any spire made by man. He looks down, says,
You have done good work, son. Now I will take this city for my own.
You see Vanala looks up at him. He says, Father, we had a deal. Give me my family and let me leave. You see Orcus looks down. He says,
The thing with deals, son, is deals are made by devils, and I am a demon.
And you see he snaps his fingers, and in a red box, Vanala's family appears, and in half a second, they are crushed into a red paste.
God damn.
Vanala looks at his dad. You see tears of blood, just straight blood welling in his eyes. And you see from behind the stained glass, the figure that you saw standing on Orcus' stomach step out in the armor.
Asmodeus.
He steps forward. He says,
Good choice, my lord. I told you it would only bring in the boy weakness.
Orcus looks down, he smells, and he says,
You have been the most devoted general, Asbar.
And he says,
Well, let us not change things.
And Orcus kind of sits down on top of the building for half a second, takes a rest, and you see the armored individual who is his general, looks over at Vanala, kind of sneers and smiles, and looks at Orcus and says,
My lord, one last question.
Orcus says,
Of course, yes.
he said, the armored individual again speaks and says,
My lord, you are known for your brutality and your evil. But how does it feel to be known for your stupidity?
You see Orcus's brow furrows, and he says,
You would insult me.
The armored individual looks at him, smiles, and you see the mask waver, and Asmodeus' face appear. And he says,
Well, you just turned your own son against you and handed me the blood war. Goodbye, old friend.
and he disappears. Or rather, tries to disappear. Orcus looks at him, is filled with anger, goes to throw out a spell of some kind. Vanala, in this moment, you watch his eyes switch from the normal color to this bright orange all of a sudden. He raises his left hand at his father, releases some kind of plague he had kept in his arm. Some kind of sickness that as soon as it hits Orcus, starts to melt his flesh, to break his bones from this disease. You watch Orcus's body starts to... And Vanala says,
I always knew there was a chance of this, so I had a backup.
And as Asmodeus goes to disappear, Vanala like blinks, disappears and reappears next to him, grabs him by the front of the armor, and says,
Not so quick, boy.
and, Asmodeus says,
You are the boy here, child. You have no power over me. You cannot harm me. I am untouchable.
Vanala kind of looks down for a moment, bloody tears still running down his face, all down his chest, his clothes soaked at this point. And he smiles a little bit, and he says,
My dear Asmodeus, have you ever considered that many holy men consider the lies you spit to be rot and disease, and my domain is rot?
and he reaches forward and rips out Asmodeus' tongue.
Oh shit.
Asmodeus drops to the ground, blood seeping out of his mouth. He goes, and he's in real pain, real genuine pain. And he says, Vanala holds the tongue incredibly long in his hand, and he says,
Your lies have caused enough trouble. I will be the deceiver now.
and eats it.
Nice.
And Asmodeus disappears. Orion, that's where you pop back into the normal world.
I'm definitely like out of breath because like a lot of shit just happened. I'm probably freaking out.
Hey, buddy, you okay? I was in there for a while.
I think probably same thing as the first time. It's gonna take him a little bit to process what he saw, so he's probably just gonna head back to camp for the day.
Yeah, if you guys want to head back to camp and discuss a little bit, that's fine.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. You guys head back to your dorms after a day of running around and dealing with a bunch of stuff. So, what's being talked about as you guys return?
I want to kind of once everybody's ready, I'll kind of sit everybody down.
I'm gonna go piss real quick while you start.
All right. So this the vision this time wasn't
Anything
as
good? Anything juicy?
Good isn't exactly the word I would use. So I was in this city called Ungor. Super like this is I mean I'm not much of a technology guy like Sabir or Fi, but I mean this is even beyond what I've seen them do or anybody do
Interesting.
for that matter.
Now you've piqued my interest.
I was walking around for a little bit, and I saw this monastery, which had a bunch of really big names in the city there. I mean, obviously nobody could really talk to me or recognize me, so I went there, and some people pulled up in a carriage, and one walked out with this gauntlet, tall, elvish man. It was Vanala, and he came with his wife and kids to this little meeting. He was there to warn them of a coming darkness, in his words, in which he then during the meeting said that he was the coming darkness and spilt out like rot and plague and everything and killed a lot of people.
One thing
there.
I want to add, Orion, you did get a view of the city as you left. Within 5 minutes, most of the population was dead.
Yeah, pretty much everybody besides a small group that were together died that I could see. There was rot and plague and skin melting and definitely overwhelmed my senses.
Any of
As-
these?
As Vanala was there, this giant, I mean, unmistakable creature. It was the Big O.
Big O.
The Big O. Vanala had struck some sort of deal with him to where
I will say from what you heard Vanilla say to his wife, it was not a deal. He was commanded by his father, do it or I kill your
Okay,
family,
okay.
and he did so anyways.
His dad, will say, commanded him to kill everybody in that city, or he was going to kill Vanala's family, his wife and kids. And there was a man in a shining suit of armor there as well, which was Asmodeus, it turned out to be. And after Vanala did it, the Big O applauded him for it and then killed his family anyway. And then
Messed
as
up.
Asmodeus had walked out, and the Big O said that Asmodeus was one of his most devout followers.
By the way, the name that Asmodeus went by was Asbar.
Asbar. Yeah, that's right, Asbar. And Asbar, or Asmodeus, then called the Big O stupid, in which the Big O did not like that, as Vanala turned around and unleashed a certain plague that was enough to kill the Big O, which I imagine is the reason he's dead now, is it was like melting his bones and his flesh and his blood.
Correct.
And as
What I'll give it to Orion because you rolled like a 20 on your perception in there. Vanala had specifically stored a very, very specific plague that targeted deific power.
Okay, deific power.
So like it's a god-killing plague.
Mhm. And as he did it, I mean, he was melted within, melted, bones broken, and Asmodeus tried to get away, and as he did, Vanala went and ripped out his tongue and ate it.
I have a quick little question for you. You said something about like big names or whatever, and I'm just curious onto how that could be relevant to our current situation.
I saw them on a bunch of posters that were, seems like they all ran pretty big stuff for the city, and they were all kind of grouped up together talking whenever I first went to the monastery, and from what I could tell, they were the only ones that got out.
You see.
But that's just kind of where it ended. I got a good glimpse before I left, and it was just death and devastation.
Did you by perchance recognize any names? I know it's a big ask. It was a long time ago. But,
Oh yeah, there's some guy named Ranger Rick too.
well, that's interesting. My grandpa won't shut up about that guy.
Not sure what
Big
he had to
fan.
do with anything.
Rick?
I mean, that's really where the vision ended. I mean, it unsimilar to the other ones I've had. This seems like it happened before your grandpa was even alive.
He does really like those books.
I thought you'd get a kick out of actually playing Ranger Rick Metal. I thought you'd enjoy that.
Hell yeah.
But that's really all I got. I mean, Sabir, his Vanala's eyes had turned orange whenever he had turned on his father, and I know that, you know, you don't got to answer if you don't want, but I know anytime you're maybe having the control slip a little bit that your eyes turn orange, you wouldn't happen to know if that has any
He
connection.
looks at you, he says, it's my sister.
Hmm.
Says she picked up a couple more of Dad's treats the night that I took more after Mom.
And even now, looking at Sabir, I don't recognize either of the kids in it.
I mean, he physically kind of looks like the kid, just
Mhm.
different. Like it's a vague,
Mm-hmm.
it's a vague like looks close to, but Maddie was just messaging me about it too. With everything you guys have seen recently, the odds of some soul fuckery going on, putting souls in new bodies, you know, it is possible.
I mean, Sabir doesn't recall any of those events, I imagine.
No, because even at as old as Sabir's only 1,000 or so years
Mhm.
old, and this would have been before his time. But even then, a soul destroyed in that manner by the Lord of the Abyss would take some amount of time to find them, and then if Vanilla wanted to put those souls into new bodies, would take some amount of time, and then those souls, like actually accepting the bodies, which could partially explain some of the conflict he had with Zenith. Maybe too much of his original wife existed, and she didn't want to do all of the bad stuff he did, and then he had 2 kids that he, could have shoved into one body. There's all kinds of stuff that could have happened.
Can I look at his soul and see? I mean, I know I'm not very much of an expert of like souls and bodies and stuff, but would I even be able to tell if it was in a different body?
No, because you didn't see the kid's soul either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should have went up to him, man.
The name's alright.
They
Look
would've-
at me, look at your soul.
There's a lot of cops there. They would have arrested me.
True.
It's EDP. Get him.
Hit that guy with our magic sword.
I just wanted a cupcake.
Just so you guys know, at a game, the way that those swords work, this is actually something I stole from Brennan Lee Mulligan because I think it's the coolest idea ever. The way the swords work is for every level of spell slot you have, the swords do an extra D10 damage.
Oh, so they one-hit me.
So, like, yeah, if you have a level 4 spell slot, it's going to do, like, extra 4d10 damage on you. Oh, yeah.
If you have a level 9 spell slot, 9d10 damage.
Yeah, they're wizard killers.
But, I mean, that's all I really got. I wish I could tell you more, but, I mean... Maybe, I know Vanala's not a good guy by any means, but...
Seems like there might be a reason for it.
I always told you guys he had a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never a good reason, and he never did the right thing, but he had a reason.
Also, fine, keep your secrets. Don't tell the names.
But, I mean... Sabir, when Asmodeus was saying that at any point Vanala's inevitably gonna gain control of you, do you... I mean, I know you do fight for control from your sister, but do you know what he was talking about?
If I had to guess, based on what you just told me, if I had to guess, what you saw happen was what drove my dad crazy. And he spent the next however many thousands of years trying to grab our souls and put them into new bodies, but tried to do so in a way that he'd be able to make sure that the souls wouldn't disappear again. He wanted to have full control. So, if I had to guess, it's probably got something to do with my sister taking over, who's a little bit closer to him. She never had much of an issue with what he asked us to do.
We wouldn't be able to do that ceremony thing again with a car on this. That would be...
Not this, no.
Yeah, I was just say that might be a little out of our jurisdiction. I think, again, this... I'd say this one answered a lot more questions than brought up, but...
You don't have much experience with anything like this, but when it comes to memories and reliving memories and experiencing stuff like that, visions stuff, your grandpa did talk about 2 guys who were really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Compton and Bran. They were both really good at that kind of thing.
True. So I just kind of go, I do know a couple people that are good at this kind of thing. We could probably, get into contact with them. Could help us out a little. You probably heard of them, Compton and Brand.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, met a few
they're
members.
friends of my grandpa.
Who?
You know, they went on to save the world and all that cool stuff.
Specifically, I mean, you know, Compton's good at the memory stuff, but as far as like reliving experiences, like Bran would be the guy.
So, like, I could probably like try to get into contact for him.
Yeah, or rather, I should explain it like this: you would go to them for different reasons. Compton, at this point in the lore, has the most extensive memory bank in history. Like he collects memories.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a library full of memories he's bought from people and that kind of thing. But Bran is more like Bran has a spell called Dream of the Blue Veil, which basically, for out of game terms, he can send you guys to any point in time on any world and have you live out the experiences there.
Mm. Is it like still dangerous to us to be there?
Yes, but it depends on the setting because it's not dangerous. Like in the situation we're gonna do it, you guys have other characters you're gonna play.
Mm.
Those characters die, yeah, it's dangerous to them. But if one of them dies, your main character doesn't die.
Yeah. As well, though Compton sounds very smart. It sounds like the other guy might be the one to go to.
I can just like get a hold of both of them.
Yeah, that works.
Gotcha. So Bran's in the Feywild, and Compton, since Andros is doing his thing, splits his time between Mount Celestia and Sylvan.
I see. And if anything, I could probably always just also get a hold of Dagger and tell him to go snatch him up.
It's true. And with that, that's your teaser for the fact that my buddy Roshi is going to show up as Bran soon.
The
old sorcerer.
Can't wait. I haven't talked to
Yeah.
him in a while.
Where
I
he
talked to him
at?
the other day. He's doing good.
Well, I mean, like in voice chat, like
Yeah.
message him every once
Was
in a
he
while.
joining? Is he joining next session? Not this session.
I'm not sure exactly which session it's going to be, but we'll work it out because the session that he joins is going to be the session your level 20 characters come into play.
session we all turn level 20.
And I get to be Rick.
The man himself.
Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Rick. All right, that joke was never funny, but okay.
That's all Orion's got. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah,
Maury
what's
has
everybody
anything
else
to
got
say.
about this?
Well, you know, you did say important names and you didn't give those a name, so I'm a little upset.
Yeah, I mean, I did just watch thousands of people die.
No, millions.
I just watched.
Well, people die every day.
Yeah, people
That was a full-size genocide, and this city was like the size of the mountain range.
Yeah.
Like, it's huge.
All
You know-
I'm saying is this event sounds pretty significant, and you have some names that may be pretty significant, and you're not giving it to us. You know,
It's true. He was
Wow.
asking about the names you got off the signs and whatnot.
Wow.
If you don't have them, I can repeat them.
I remember a stock Karen.
Yeah.
Uh,
Karen, Anubis Anareth, Ascilla Demir, Masiri Unthal, Naris Valtiel, Tirsan Fairfoot, and Erixus Anum.
You got all that? I got it all.
there you go.
did you say Fairfoot?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, now see, that is some information that you probably shouldn't be withholding.
Yeah. We'll just say Orion goes over what he found and tells
Mhm.
everybody. But, Fi Tirsan Fairfoot, he describes her as a sorcerer, which, you know, Dagger's mom was a sorcerer.
I have to tell old dear grandpa about that.
Yeah,
You say one of those-
yeah, I wasn't really withholding it, just some third party, just like it couldn't get the words out of the mouth.
Yeah, I understand. Well, this is out again, but would you say one of those names was Anareth too, or did I mishear?
Yes, yours, Ranger Rick's last name is Anareth.
Like the same as Fi's last name?
Yep.
So then Fi's like, Well, now that makes it even more interesting now, doesn't it? How come these two families I'm connected with are connected with each other all the way back in time? It's a little bit of a chin scratcher, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you call up your friends there, we'll be able to go back and check it out.
Also, nobody's really mentioned it. Neris Voltiel, Rock's character, that's Andros' last name.
I didn't remember Andrew's last name. Because I don't think it ever came up a whole lot in the main campaign.
It did, because his house was named after him.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Voltiel Keep.
It's probably just one of those things that flew out of my brain.
After all the time you spent with his now dead family.
I know.
Also, Gwig, when did you get there? We've been here the whole time.
I'm just hanging out.
But, you know, it's... interesting to say the least. I think...
Does sound interesting. You know, it's for all of us, but right now, especially me with those names, now I'm curious and confused.
How far back was the vision, you would say?
10,000 years. Rough estimate.
It's a lot of years.
It just smelled like 10,000 years ago.
You can like smell the difference between years.
Oh, yeah.
This air is 10,000 years fresher.
Yeah, I could just tell.
That's an interesting thing. I'll probably think about way too much, but let's move on.
Also, you never went into the steam stack in the mountain, but that's where Korath Shimkur hangs out, the steam primordial.
Korath Shankar.
Shimkur, yeah. Damien Metal might remember him. He's the giant fat octopus. Yeah, he's the giant fat octopus dude.
Is that the one that fought with the Ghoul Prince with us?
No, he was one of Andros' homies, kind of. You guys met him.
Is it?
Yeah. He's a giant steam engine dude.
I think I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, he's a cool fellow. But he's a steam primordial, so he's like a water and fire elemental mixed. But he's very smart. He's got a lot of crazy tech, if you guys can find him. If only there was a place on the map with his name on it.
Yeah, I was telling Fi about Fi, look, be real with me. I know you don't want to go because the family name. You want to go because all the fancy technology I said there was.
Listen. There's a little column A, a little column B. Okay, you know, it's a little bit of both. I'm curious about both of those things.
What was his name?
Koreth Shimkur. It's Qoreth Shemkur. They called him Corey.
In the house.
We got Corey in the house. Here's a buddy every week, baby.
My favorite DS game.
Didn't Corey Baxter like end up doing some crazy shit?
Like the character or the actor?
The actor. I think his name is also Corey, I think, right?
Maybe? I don't remember, but yeah, I think he did do some kind of crazy stuff. I mean,
Kyle Massey.
Yeah,
he touched kids.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Damn.
I can't say I'm surprised.
He looks bad these days.
Corey Baxter did some crazy things too, though. Not touching kids, but you know, he was definitely like a national security.
He was in the White House. Yeah, that was a problem.
How did you get in the White House, son?
Oh, my dad works here. He's a
He
chef.
was in the White House during the Joe Biden admin.
Remember when Corey accidentally like almost handed off Alaska to the Russians?
Yeah, there was like multiple episodes where he almost hit the nuke button. I was like, oh.
That's a bit of a dark joke for a kid's show.
There was also like one episode where he like looked into a different timeline where he was president and he turned the White House into like the greenhouse somewhere. He turned it all into money.
well,
out the White House.
Of course he did. All right. So unless you guys have anything else, we're gonna end the session there.
That's all Orion's got.
I have one thing.
What you got?
I just want to, after all this information and stuff, just wanted to go check on Sabir because I know
Yeah,
dad
he's
and
with you guys.
grandpa. Touchy subject. Just
Yeah.
go up to him and be like, "How you feeling after all that?
What the?
All right."
Yeah, he seems to be thinking. He kind of looks at you. He's like, yeah, I think it'll be all right, but it's just strange. Makes me wonder if I'm just some other kid's soul shoved into a new body.
We definitely all have
Yeah,
questions that need to be answered now.
very daunting thought.
Yeah, he kind of looks at me and says,
Daunting.
you know, if that's the case, it kind of makes me rethink how I feel about my dad. I mean, for all the evil he did, he just wanted his kids back.
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of what we learned. I don't think that he necessarily wanted to turn out the way he did. Not
Fi walks
saying
into
I
the fire.
don't not like the guy. But
It's nice and toasty over here.
we definitely still have a lot to learn about him and how everything went down.
Fi, you sat on my s'more.
Well, it's a s'more now.
What the fuck?
Now it's properly smushed.
I was gonna eat that.
Yeah.
You can still eat it. My butt's
Severe
clean.
looks at you, Valmoria, and he's like, yeah, I agree. I just, you know, it kind of makes me want to at least have a conversation with them and see, but he also
Yeah.
made me kill my mom, so it, you know.
Wait.
There's not a lot of love lost there.
Sorry to, really down the mood even more, but I saw your mom die again. So,
Yeah, he kind of nods. He's like, yeah, you'd mentioned a mother. I figured that was the case. That, you know, I genuinely don't think he had anything to do with my mom or Zenith coming to be. I think it was just happened to be a reincarnation, and he found her, and she wasn't what he remembered or wanted her to be.
I mean, doesn't really give a lot of reasons for doing what he did, but I mean, it does give him a more of a.
He nods and says, yeah, but I can almost understand if this is the soul of his dead wife come back in a new body, and she decides that getting revenge for the horrible thing that was done to them isn't worth it anymore.
Yeah.
I can imagine that didn't sit well with him.
Well, at least I know some people that can perhaps give us a leg up on some answers or something like that. Help us give some answers.
Dead wife, first time?
Hey, you didn't watch your
just
wife die
wanna-
like that.
Yeah. I just kind of woke up and I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Your wife and 2 kids crushed in an instant.
His wife also died twice, even though he was more directly responsible for it the second time, but... Sorry, Sabir.
All right. Well, that's where we'll end the session then.
All right. Let me stop the
Good job,
recording.
guys.
I almost forgot. Like, I started recording 5 minutes into Gabe's recap, so it's